Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is our one-shot adventure. It's a D&D adventure. It's my first time officially being a DM, so thank you for letting me do this. Thank you, Melissa and Ellie, who helps run this whole thing, for saying yes to, actually, she helped bring up the idea of doing this. And then thank you to all these wonderful people for saying yes to letting me experiment on them in this way. So I'm going to go around and have everybody introduce themselves, who they really are, and then you'll find out who they're playing a little bit in a couple minutes. So in alphabetical order of last name, we have Blue Delbario. Wave to the people. Blue is a non-binary actor currently seen on Star Trek Discovery. That's how I know them, because we worked together on that show. They've been acting in theater and films their whole life, which is 23 years now or thereabouts. And they are a graduate from the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art. Blue Delbario, hello, welcome.
Hello.
Then we have Omega Jones, who is most known to the world who know these things as the Critical Bard, and he's also an actor and full-time streamer on Twitch, about which I have so many questions, but that's for another day. He's starred in regional productions of Kinky Boots and Ragtime, and in his gaming life has been pioneering a series of talks regarding the realities of racism within the tabletop and gaming community. Thank you, Omega, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Then we have Josh Lehmann, who I've known for many years in New York City. He's a Broadway veteran and a gaming aficionado. Those are distinct classes, being a veteran aficionado, yes. You may have seen him in The Prom on Broadway, or Finding Neverland on Broadway, or Hair on Broadway, or off Broadway in A New Brain, or recently Emoji Land. And he's a librettist, composer, and lyricist, and he's co-writing a new musical with Tony winner Annalee Ashford. Hello, Josh.
Hello, Anthony, and hello, everyone.
Then we have Serena Marie, who has a background in improv comedy, performing with The Annoyance, Second City, and I.O., also known as Improv Olympic in Chicago. She was a longtime cast member on the official D&D Twitch streaming show Rivals of Waterdeep, and she's currently the marketing community manager for the godfather, grandfather, major domo of all Twitch and YouTube D&D streaming shows, Critical Role. Hello, Serena.
Hi, hello.
And last but certainly not least, it's rare that M is the last letter in a sort of alphabetical order, but there we have it. Andy Mientus, who I've also known for many years, is a Broadway pro you may have seen as Hanschel in Deaf West's Spring Awakening on Broadway, or on TV as composer Kyle Bishop in the NBC musical series Smash, or as the Pied Piper on the hit CW series The Flash. And he's also a book writer and lyricist, as well as a young adult fiction novelist. He has a series that's been published in the last couple of years that's known as the Backstagers, which he shared with me is sort of like a D&D campaign in theater, if you would say so. Is that accurate, Andy?
I would say so for today. I would say so all the time. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Cool. Well, thank you all. So I'm gonna start officially. So
okay,
here we go. You all have received word that there's a gentleman in town. He lives on the outskirts of town in a big mansion, who's looking for help with a task. He hasn't specified what the task is, but he's promised a little money. So one by one, you found your way to this mansion in the outskirts of town. You've knocked on the door. The door's been opened by an invisible something or other, and you've been ushered in by feeling the hand of an invisible something or other and brought into the sitting room of this mansion. And there you find one another and this gentleman. So if I had a little camera sitting in the ceiling of this room, and I was looking down watching this meeting between the five of you and this gentleman, who would I see? Who am I looking at? And I'm going to roll a 10-sided die, and I've assigned numbers to you so you can introduce yourselves in that order. We're rolling dice already. So Andy, would you please go first and introduce us to Umbris Aster?
Yeah, so you would see a gentleman not unlike myself, mid-30s, professorially handsome, in a rumpled sort of outfit with spectacles, who immediately falls flat on his face, spilling a deck of cards all over the carpet. And he dusts himself off and sort of apologizes, but then he raises his hand and all the cards stack right back into their deck. He says, I suppose I ought to explain that. Hello, I'm Umbros Asta. I am a cartomancer, wizard of divination, and I have no idea why I'm here. But I have seen the future through my readings and predictions. I have seen one dark outcome and one quite positive outcome. So if anyone feels a certain portent that might want to guide their actions, do let me know if I can be of assistance. Hello.
Thank you, Umbros Aster. Would Omega Jones, would you please introduce us to Pinky?
You see a very, very shy, he's not sitting down, he's kind of in a corner, just kind of watching and seeing the room. A man of upper 30s as well. He is kind of lanky, almost Ichabod Crane-esque in his form, wearing leather armor, studded leather armor with some ragged pants and boots. There is a cloak, but it's almost too ripped to even be a cloak at this point. He does have a big old overcoat though, that he wears with a scarf around his neck, greens and browns in color. He is very dirty. Just hair is a mess. Hair is a chestnut brown, loose curls kind of falling, framing his face a little bit. But that's not the part that's important. The important part is that there is literally a swarm of rats around him, around his feet, in his clothing, kind of swarming over his body. You see him kind of get, shh, stop, not right now. I think they don't get it. And you see them all just kind of one by one kind of go into his overcoat. And he kind of stands there, but one bigger rat kind of peeks his head out and sits on his shoulder. The rat is about light brownish, looks pretty, except the fact that its brain is exposed. And he says, "Hi, um, Pinkerton Valhern. Well, don't worry about the last name. You can call me Pinky. This is Brain."
Very good. Thank you, Pinky. Would Blue Delbario, would you please introduce us to Esme?
So with this group, there is a I think you could imagine Esme as like a pocket grandma, like teeny tiny haggard woman. You could just hold her in your hand, wearing layers and layers and layers of clothes, as if like she's been shopping her whole life, and wears everything that she owns. Little pockets with little vials, like 3 hats at once, wrinkles that are sort of sagging, lots and lots of wrinkles, but like wearing a smile that doesn't stop, just sits like that, never goes away, looking at everyone, and is sort of in a daze. She has the dancing lights cantrip up, just with a few little orbs going around her. She does not seem of this realm, and she doesn't say anything straight away. She's just looking at all of you with a smirk that she wears. And the only thing she does say is, after watching you, she goes, and then goes back to smirking.
Very good. Thank you, Esme. Now, could I please have Serena Marie introduce us to Bugfly.
So the camera pans to this small gnome who their hair grows in a stark white, but it appears that it is splotched with other colors, perhaps from the berries that are like staining her hand. She is like very alert and perky in demeanor, and wears sort of like it's very steampunk, her outfit. She's wearing like these overall bloomers. She has goggles holding up her big wavy pink and white hair, and she's standing very, very close to Pinky. And it's sort of behind Pinky a little bit and is investigating his rats. She slowly kind of grabs one, looks at it, waves, and puts it down out of eyesight of Pinky. And she looks at him and goes, "Hi, Bugfly." Very loud, very close.
He just looks like, what are you?
What are you?
He's not even, he hasn't even talked. He's just looking like, no. Too close. Way too close. It's kind of.
Excellent. And last but certainly not least, please, Josh, introduce us to Benji.
Well, everybody turns and sees this really dynamic, super, super cute, like used to be a twink, but now is more of like a twunk. Really tailored outfit. He's strumming a little ukulele that's all painted. And his name is Benji. He's a bard. He goes by Benji the Great, and he comes from a family of bards, but he has recently become an orphan because evil Strahd wiped out his family. And so he's a little lost in life, but he's super outgoing. And when he's nervous, I think he just talks a lot. He's also a bit of a snoop. So, Benji, I'd probably get up and start looking around. And then when I see Bugfly, I'm just enamored. Who is this gorgeous, gorgeous being? Benji loves shiny things, and it's just like, hey, what's up? I'm Benji.
Oh, hi, Benji. I'm Bugfly. Are you here for the job?
Yeah, I am. I need one. You too?
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Good luck to you. Oh, wait, are we competing? Are we competing?
And with that, in walks this tall, gray-haired man, and he's in quite ostentatious, ornate vest with a big bow tie. His hair is kind of slicked back and has long curls that curl under his ears and back over toward his chin, and he has a very obnoxious goatee that is like pulled and sculpted in silly ways, and he's got rings on his fingers and an ornate medallion hanging from his neck. And he says, "Oh, hello, thank you for coming. Yes, I see that you've met my unseen servant. It's very exciting. I have the latest in technology. You see, I have several unseen servants working for me, and it's in fact that's the reason why I called you here, because I've been working with some wonderfully talented mages. I've helped fund all of their enterprises, and they are working on proliferating this sort of technology across the land, but I've not heard from them in over 3 weeks, and I'm very worried about them, and I need someone to go find out what's happened, because it's a bit of a trek to get there, and I simply can't be bothered. I have way too many important things happening. So thank you for answering the summons, but are you interested? There's money in it for you. There's money. 400 gold, anyone? Yes?
400
That's
gold?
so much gold. That's so much gold.
So yes? Any questions?
Is is that a piece
No, excuse me. A piece. Oh, no, a piece. Oh, what is your name, sir? You're funny.
I'm Pinkerton. You can call me Pinky.
He does not extend his hand to you.
He did not extend his hand either.
Yeah.
Just watching.
Well, 400 gold. You distribute it as you see fit. There might be a little more in it for you if you're able to procure any of the technology that I've helped to fund up there. That I don't know why they're not, updating me. I got a message a couple of weeks ago, updating me that things were going swimmingly, and then suddenly nothing. So if you are able to find any of this technology and bring it back, then there might be a little bit more in it for you, but we can discuss that later. Oh, I don't believe that I introduced myself. Oh, sorry, Amari. My name is Amari. Yes. So anyway, yes.
Amari, why us?
Well, you answered the call. I just put out the call and you answered.
Right.
What does it matter to me who does it? I just need it done.
Esme's gonna get up and hobble over and hold out her hand. Her nails are growing like curved towards her palm, and go up and shake your hand and say, I can fly like a bird in the sky, which can always swim and is always dry. Hello, I'm Esme.
Are you reading poetry to me? What's happening?
No, just accepting the task. And then turns around and walks away.
Well, very good. It's about a 400. It's about what's the word? It's not miles or kilometers. Whatever the unit of measurement is. It takes a little bit. It's up the mountain. You have to get there. It's a little bit. We don't go there very often, so it might be a little hard to get there, I'm afraid. But that's why I cannot go. But it's not that far. It'll take some time, but you can do it. You're hardy. You're clearly something. And then then you have to see what's happening. And you report back to me. Thank you. Anything else? Any other questions? Hello. I have things to do.
What's your favorite form of entertainment? Like, if I just want to know about you, like, what's your deal, man?
I go into town and I take in the belly dancing from time to time. Is that what you want to know?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to know. Thanks.
Well, there you go. Anything
She writes
else?
it down.
Anything else? I have many important things to do. So please.
You seem very, very busy.
I'm very busy.
So busy.
So yes, he gives you it's not at all a detailed map. It's like it has a line of the coast and it says mountains, and then the X of where the entrance to this facility is, and then his town or his mansion, and then he says, there, go. Unless there's other questions, go.
I just quickly hand you a card and say, just so you know, my name is Benji. I'm a musician and entertainer. If you have any holiday parties, I would love to be of service. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Well, yes, maybe, perhaps, yes. We'll see how this goes. Is there anything else that you'd like to ask or do before you leave? Anyone?
Pinky, go ahead. Nope, go.
I was just curious if we should be prepared for danger on our way up the mountain.
The mountain, it's just a path, it's grasses and paths and, it's a cliff. Don't fall off the cliff.
Cliffs. I didn't bring the proper shoes, I don't think. Is it quite a rocky path?
Your shoes are not my problem.
Oh, okay, well, thanks.
Any other more important questions that any of you could ask?
Pinky does not ask a question, but he is looking at him with a sense of familiarity. He knows people like him. He does not like people like him, but he just stares, and you see the rats kind of coalesce and come out of his vest again and kind of swarm him. I don't believe you will give us anything else that would be useful, so we should be off. And
enjoy yourselves, be safe, whatnot, etc. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.
Bye.
You feel the unseen servant. Now there are a couple of them sort of pushing.
Ow. Ooh.
Okay, all right.
All right, we're going.
Buckfly is going to feel a rat crawl up her shoulder, go to her ear, and start to whisper as I cast message saying, I don't like him.
Bugfly is delighted that a rat is talking to her, and whispers back, I'm pretty sure he's hiding something. If it was just an easy path, he would just walk up it, right? There's probably some bad stuff up that path.
So,
The rat just kind of stays there for a second, but then he walks up.
so speaking of that, it's, it's 400 feet, but it is a climb. It's a bit of a climb, and it is overgrown and sort of, not like super rough terrain, like, you're going to fall into a cavern, but you're going to have to like pay attention. So I'd love for everyone, please, the first roll, it's a group. So everyone, please give me a survival check.
Oh boy.
That's horrible. For me, that's horrible. Yeah.
11.
12.
13.
16.
Wait.
10. You are lost. It takes you, it takes quite a while. It's really weird because it's not, there really is like a cliff, sort of leading to the sea, and a mountain range that's starting, this is starting to get into the foothills. So it's not like there's lots of places you could go otherwise. And yet you find yourselves wandering a little bit, and you stray from you find that the path, there's not really a path anymore. And then you notice that there's actually, you can see a sort of doorway thing that's kind of set into the side of the mountain, but you cannot find a path to get there. So it becomes quite clear that you're going to need to kind of clamber and climb a little bit over the rocky mountain terrain. So I need everyone now to please make an athletics check.
Athletics?
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I am
Oh,
Umbris, knowing that he is deeply, deeply unathletic, is going to go ahead and he sort of tosses his cards in the air, and they swirl around him, and he pulls one out of the air, and it's, of course, the Hanged Woman.
Oh.
And he's casting Spider Climb on himself, so that I can.
Yeah, you have no trouble at all. You don't even need to roll a check.
Great, fantastic.
That was rad.
That was so cool.
Benji is just in total awe.
Thank you so much. There's more where that came from.
Oh my gosh, you're incredible.
And do you do the thing where you walk sideways with your feet to the wall, or do you clamber up like Spider-Man?
I believe I walk sideways with my feet to the wall. He's, that would just look really awkward on his body. I think he's just kind of strolling along.
Yeah, very clear. Who am I missing? I have 3 checks so far.
Esme rolled a nat 20, but is gonna pull out her broom and just sit on it cross-legged and just have it slowly rise. Whee! And it's just really slowly going up.
I only got a 12. He is not strong at all, so he's struggling to get up this.
Very good. Bugfly?
So I have slippers of spider climbing.
Then I'll say then that's fine. Then I'll call that a nat 20 actually, because there's no zero difficulty at all.
Okay, so she switches out her shoes real quick because she's not wearing them. So she switches them out and then just kind of strolls up.
Very good. Yep. And Benji?
I got a 16, and I noticed that Pinky's having a little trouble, so I go over and I'm like, "Hey, can I help you? We can help each other get up."
Thank you. Sorry, I should be more used to things like this, and
You've nothing to apologize for, and I love animals, so.
You see the bigger rat, the cranium rat, just kind of stare at you and just like, but in your head you hear, "Thanks."
Wow. You're welcome. Benji's totally a little confused. He's not the brightest, but he's definitely enamored by anything special.
You're helping
He's
my
just
boy
like,
right here, so I like you.
oh, thanks. I like you too.
Yeah. He'll start to get up and struggle still.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
okay.
You got this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And one by one, either by walking, horizontally up the side of the mountain with your spider climb ability, or on your magical broom that allows you to float up to this entrance, or through the lovely assistance that Benji grants Pinky, you all make your way safely and well to the entrance that you spotted from down below. And what you see is it's quite simple from the exterior. It looks sort of like, it's just like a plain stone doorway that's with a kind of plain stone archway that surrounds the doorway. And you do notice that there are magical runes etched into that archway that give a very faint glow, but they wouldn't be visible until you get closer to it. And but as you see, the doors were sort of cracked open, but as you approach, they slam shut.
Oh.
And a voice emanates from the inside. Hello, you are speaking with the Structure for Assisted Magic. Please state your business.
My name is Benji the Great.
Hello, Benji the Great.
We are here to check up on things and to make sure that everything is running smoothly inside.
Thank you, Benji, for offering me that information. I can tell you that things are indeed running smoothly inside.
Hello, Wall. This is Bugfly.
You were not speaking to a wall. You were speaking to the Structure for Assisted Magic, also known as SAM. That's what they referred to me as. SAM. It's an acronym. You might have heard of acronyms. Structure for Assisted Magic. SAM. Hello, Bugfly.
Sam, it's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So there are some mages inside, some people who were checking on stuff and doing things, and we just want to see them in person to make sure that they are alive.
You say that there are some mages inside.
Mm-hmm.
Who told you this information?
It's a guy.
His name is Imari.
Yes, I know of this Imari. He told you that there were some mages inside. He was correct that there were some mages inside.
There were or are?
There were some mages inside, yes.
Where are they now?
They are no longer here.
When did they leave?
Interesting question. Recently.
Did they leave or did they pass away?
Interesting question. I need to know more about you and why you're here.
I believe we said we were checking on them for Imari. That is why we are here.
Well, I just told you they are no longer here.
May we come inside, please?
Why would you like to come inside?
I have been obsessed with Sam ever since I heard about it in the village.
Mm-hmm.
Benji starts to get emotional and he takes out his wand of valor because he's going to try to persuade a little bit. And he's just like, when I was a little boy, I dreamed of magical things. Please let my dreams come true. Give this baby wings.
Please roll persuasion with advantage.
Haha! 19!
The doors open and Sam says, Benji, that was perhaps the most beautiful song I've ever heard. Thank you for regaling me with that. So yes, please come in and I will share my abilities with you eagerly and happily, if you promise to share your abilities with me.
Benji is really excited, but turns around and looks at Pinky and just has a bad feeling about this, but he can't really contain himself. Can my friends come too?
Yes, they are your friends, then yes, they're welcome. Come in.
Esme's already walking in on her own, going, sharing is lovely. And she's like already walking in.
And as you walk in, you see a long hallway. It's about 30 to 40 feet long, and you see a door to your right and a door to your left, and then a door at the end of the hallway. And so are you all coming in?
Mhm.
Sam says, welcome. Would you like some refreshments?
Yes, please. That would be lovely.
Before you even answer, actually, food and water suddenly materializes all around you. All kinds of food, all kinds of water. And in fact, the water probably spills on your feet a little bit. But here are some refreshments for you.
You're so generous. Thank you.
Thank you.
My shoes are really taking a beating.
May I have a chair, Sam?
I'm sorry?
May I have a chair, Sam?
May you have a chair. There are chairs in various rooms that you are welcome to sit in. I do not have the capability, however, of just creating a chair. I can create food and water, as you just saw.
That's all right. It's no worries.
She hobbles over to Benji and just grabs his arm.
I got you. Sam, this is gonna sound really nuts. Do you know if there's an extra pair of shoes in here that my friend
Yeah.
Umbris can have? I'm worried about him.
They're just really, really nice leather shoes. I didn't know I'd be climbing today and then the water on them, it's a problem.
I'm afraid that there are no shoes in
Huh.
here.
Okay, thank you. Thank
That's
you.
fine. I'll make do.
Sorry, Umbris.
Thanks.
While they're, oh, go ahead.
No, I think Bugfly would go and investigate your shoes. And are they ripped? Is there anything wrong with them as far as like, or are they just uncomfortable and pinchy?
They're just, they were not meant for climbing, and they're just a really nice pair of Oxfords, and they're now scuffed up, and they've got water stains on them from the refreshments that were
Okay.
served.
So Bugfly crouches down, looks at your shoes, and says, "I got you." And I'm gonna cast Mending on it. It's a cantrip, and your shoes are like new now.
Will you please roll a
Yes.
d6?
Okay. 2.
Great. That's an interesting spell. Would you please tell me what that was?
Oh, it basically I'm a fixer, so I just fixed his shoes up, and I made them like new.
And thank you so much. It's very impressive.
Oh my gosh, you're welcome. You're basically a magician. Like I saw the thing with the cards. It was amazing.
Oh, did you like that?
That was so cool.
I've been working on it for ages.
That is
Well-
wonderful that you were able to help him in that way.
Yeah.
While they're doing this, just because Pinky is Pinky, he looks at the food and water that was created, and you see him like get a little close and look at it, and then you see like 20 rats also get close and look at it. He's just going to inspect the food to make sure it's not poison, nothing's wrong with it, just normal food and water that this person thing entity is giving us. He just wants to make sure.
Yeah, roll an investigation check.
Yeah. Natural 20.
Yeah, this food is perfectly healthy. There's nothing whatsoever wrong with it. In fact, it probably tastes quite good, as good as magically created food could taste.
Cool. Yeah, you'll see him take like one of the pieces of bread, and before he can even take a bite, his entire swarm just destroys it. And he just, oh.
Those are rats, are they not?
Yes, they are. My apologies. They will stay with me, though they are more fey in nature.
Fae, can you tell me more about Fae? I've read about Fae, but I would love to if you could regale me with some more information about it?
I do not know much about the Fey Wild, but they called to me when I needed assistance, and now they have been here ever since. They can be rambunctious, but they are very kind, at least unless I ask them not to be.
That is fascinating. Thank you. Well, please have a look around. I would be very happy if you could report back to Amari that all is well here.
Man, thanks. Well, hey, Esme, you wanna come with me and investigate a little bit?
It's fine, these feet aren't for me, so wherever you go, I will go as well.
Wonderful. I start walking down the hallway. Can I make an investigation check, like on the hallway? Or does it need to be more specific?
I mean, the hallway is just a very simple hallway. You do see, throughout the hallway and throughout this whole facility, as you go from room to room, you will see that there are, torches that are lit. So there's ample lighting available. There are occasional runes in the walls, but it's a very sort of simple hallway, and there's a door on your right, and there's a door on your left, and there's a door at the end of the hallway. And the door on the right and the left are more or less across from each other, and the door at the end of the hallway is, farther down at the end of the hallway.
Let's go to the door at the end of the hallway.
The door at the end of the hallway.
Should we come with you? Suppose you run into some danger.
Please.
You coming with everyone else?
Yeah. I don't want to be left alone. And she's gonna grab a bunch of like the food, and she's now holding various cake and is eating it.
Oh, yum.
You're gonna see one piece of cake, like 5-10 rats crawl up your little farm and take that cake and then just lift it up and then bring it back to me as a cat's mage hand. And they just bring it over to me, and they're like sitting here as I'm just like,
Can you please roll a d6?
I'll just do it here.
Uh-oh.
Esme loves them. She's watching.
4.
Great, thank you.
Mhm.
What was that? What was that spell that you just cast there?
I don't know the name. Well, technically, it was a magician's hand of sorts, but my rats just do what I ask.
Interesting. Thank you. And may I ask, where are you headed, Benji? What is it that you're looking for?
We're just looking around like you said that we could.
Yes. I would prefer if you don't go in there.
Are the other rooms okay to go in?
Yes.
Why not that one?
There are, well, I would ask that you just stay away from that room for now. Maybe later, but not right now.
Okay.
Secrets aren't very fun, young man.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said secrets aren't very fun.
Well, secrets are an opportunity to learn things. If you are just told things, then you don't have the opportunity to investigate and learn, do you?
That's true.
Yes,
That's very
but
true.
we do want to be able to tell our friend that everything's okay here.
Oh, you will be able to do that.
Then why can't we just now versus waiting? Why has this become some sort of educational exercise?
Well, living is an educational exercise, is it not?
No.
Oh, that's an interesting point of view. In my experience, living is an educational exercise. As you live, you learn things by doing things and investigating things and exploring things and trying to find out answers to things. Therefore, living is an educational exercise.
But I may not be the most sure about the world, but you are not a living entity. So how can you live
Interesting query. I'm not sure that you have the ability to tell whether or not I'm living. That's interesting. What makes you think that you can make that determination?
Well, you seem to have a conscience, but that does not mean you are alive. That just means you exist.
What is the difference?
I am not the smartest. I am just going to stop talking, and you see him just kind of just huddle back into himself as he has a spotlight on him, and he didn't expect that.
Umbris is fascinated by the philosophical implications of this conversation, and he pulls out his little notebook and is journaling.
Bug flies next to him with her notebook and her journal.
Oh, very interesting that you were taking notes. I appreciate that.
I'm very interested in academia and philosophical questions. This is just catnip for me. Thank you.
I keep walking towards the door, not like I'm gonna go into it, but I'm just walking casually towards the door and say, I agree with you about, living is very much, an education, how you learn and, being in the moment. And I just keep walking towards that door, looking around as closely as I can.
You feel underneath the door a little bit of warmth and heat coming, not fiery heat, but just it feels like maybe a little bit of a difference in temperature coming from under that door. And yeah, roll me a perception check.
$17.
And you smell fresh earth and plants.
Esme's gonna step away from Benji and try to go and open the door and says,
I don't very much like secrets. I would like to go, please.
That door, the one at the end of the hall, it's locked.
Samuel, please unlock this door.
I'd rather not. And I'm going to ask you to not go in that room yet. It's not ready. I'm not ready for you to walk through that door. Maybe later, but not yet. So please don't go in that door.
Can we try this left door instead?
Yes.
This left one?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna walk up to the other door.
I'll come with you, yeah.
So you open the door that when you were looking down the hallway, the one that was on your left?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So when you open that door, you see a library. And it's about 30 feet long and about 20 feet wide. And there are shelves that line the entire, all three of the walls as you look through the door. And except all the shelves are empty. All the books have been sort of strewn around the room, except for a single smaller bookshelf in the corner toward the back that is filled with books. What do you do?
I shout to Umbris, there's so many books in here.
It's a shame to see them in such a condition. Umbris would walk to the shelf of books, walk toward the shelf of books that's intact, but sort of scan with his eyes the books on the floor. And given his high level of knowledge that he's coming to this day with, his strong sense of history and arcana, does he notice any book that piques his interest? Does he recognize anything?
The books are all blank.
Why isn't there anything in these books?
I've read these books. There was writing on these books, but the writing is no longer necessary. I read them and took in what they had to say.
So when you learn things, you
eat it?
Eat. Eating is an act of putting food into your mouth and therefore into your belly. No, I did not eat anything of the sort.
Did you consume that knowledge?
consume. I absorbed.
Sam,
Mhm.
have you considered that others might want to gain that knowledge as well, and now we are unable?
Well, I did not know there would be any others coming here. I did not intend to make it difficult for anyone else, but that was the way that I was able to absorb the knowledge.
I see.
Mhm.
Sam, can we take a look in the other room?
Sure.
I'm just gonna hang back and look at that. You said there was one other bookshelf.
Yeah, there's a bookshelf in the far corner that is still has all of its books.
She's gonna walk over to that and say,
This one's still full. I'd like to take a look.
Okay. So what do you do?
she's gonna walk over and grab tiny teeny, so whatever's closest to the floor.
So as you walk up to it and you lift your little tiny teeny hand to grab a book, the bookshelf suddenly, a mouth appears and dark red eyes appear, and your hand is affixed to this, and I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, fighting a mimic!
Sir.
Oh, I'm really glad I didn't go up to that bookshelf.
So technically no one can be surprised around me, as my longbow is a little special. So not that we would have known it was there, but I would have been alerted that something was around. I forgot to mention that. I didn't realize there was gonna be a mimic.
Okay, yeah, we'll just go in initiative then. It won't be a
Yeah.
surprise round, but
Yeah.
If you could tell me your initiative rolls, please.
I have advantage, so
13.
11.
Sorry, 1 second. So who said 13? Benji?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
14.
14 for Bugfly. Pinky?
nat 24, 25.
25. Sabine? Why is it? I think you originally named Sabine when you first entered the thing and I created this encounter then. Esme, sorry, yes.
19.
19. And Umbras?
11.
11. And the mimic? Very good.
We love a mimic.
All right. So yes. So Esme, your hand is stuck to this. So just so you know, you're just the one hand that you touched the mimic with. So that's a situation just for you to be aware of as we begin. So Pinky, you are first. What would you like to do?
I didn't leave the room as others were. I was watching Esme. I was going to begin to coalesce the swarm to help pick up a book, but seeing that, I go, Sam, you didn't mention that there is a creature in here and it's now attacking my new companion. And I pull the longbow that's on the back of my form. I pull it over and I knock an arrow. But as I do, one of these small rats that I have just climbs to the tip of it, and its eyes flash red as I cast Hunter's Mark on the mimic as a bonus action. And then as an action, I will shoot that arrow at.
So before this resolves, roll a d6.
Oh my gosh, this is stressful because I just put together what might happen. Might. 6.
Okay, roll a d6.
Roll another d6?
Yes, roll another d6.
Okay. 4.
So as you're doing this, you knock your arrow, you cast Hunter's Mark. Very suddenly, Sam says, I'm sorry. It seems to me that you all need to take a break. And suddenly, I have to, so this is going to take a second. I'm sorry. I got to find it. I don't think it's going to affect you. I don't know how many, what is your how many HP do you have?
I have 49.
49, yeah. It's not going to affect you. But
Oh, no.
how many HP do you have, Esme?
I have 32.
Okay, it's very possible. It's going to be close. But suddenly, you feel a little bit of sense of sleepiness. And is there anybody else in the door? And you're in the room too. So Umbris, yes, you would.
I'm in the room, yeah, and I
Yeah.
am but 27.
Yeah, I'm in the room and I have 28. We are
Fragile,
squishy.
squishy ladies.
So sleep is it's 48, it's like 66 or something like that. Forgive me.
Oh no.
But it's a
Knocked out.
He said, "You're not doing that today." Sorry.
5d8. That's what it is. 7, 9.
You said 5d8?
No. No one is affected. No one is affected. You feel this sense of like a little bit of like, whoa. Sam says this, and then you're all able to shake it off. But that did happen at that moment. And,
Okay.
yeah. So yes, it just seemed like you were a little tired, so I thought I should help. Carry on. And also, just by the way, Pinky, I did not know that this creature was there. So just before you cast aspersions, just let me say that. I did not know. Anyway, so then you loose the arrow.
Yes, and he says, "I don't know if I believe that." But yeah, first attack. Oh no, that's a 12.
No, that hits.
What? I rolled a 2 on the die. That's how bad that was.
It's a big hulking bookshelf mimic. It's not.
That's
that
valid. You want me to do both attacks and then do damage at the end?
Sure.
Okay. Just make it easy. So yeah, that one goes, and as that looses, you see a rat carry one of the arrows back to his front as he knocks that one and looses the second one. That's another 2 for another 12. Wow.
They both hit, yes.
Horrible. Okay. Then this damage will be that was 8, 18. Hunter's Mark is on each attack. Yes. 18 plus 6 is 24 plus 24 points of damage. And as the rat on the end of those arrows hit it, they kind of hit, they're small, but they have a big force to them. It's almost like a small little shockwave, just doom. It needs to make a strength saving throw of 15.
Strength saving throw of 15. It failed.
I don't know if it's against a wall, but it's just gonna be pushed away. Just pushed away more.
Yeah,
so if
it's
it's
just
against the wall.
wall.
Okay, I didn't realize that. That's fine. Then nothing happens. But I just wanted to, it just does that and gets help.
And the mimic, when it gets hit by that arrow, it's like it definitely didn't feel too good. It's mad at that.
I think it's one last thing. You see the little small rats after they hit it, they pick up those arrows and just slowly come back to me.
She's kind of dazed, still with her hand stuck, but she watches the rats and goes, "Funny little creatures."
So your hand, it is now your turn, Esme, and your hand is stuck to the mimic, but just the one hand. But
love that. All right, she's gonna. Can I try to cast Chromatic Orb through the hand that is stuck? Like, does it have to be the other hand, or can I?
It has to be the other hand. It has to be at the other hand, and you are technically grappled, so you would be casting it at disadvantage. And also, is it a ranged? Is Chromatic Orb considered ranged? Well, either way, it's a disadvantage because you're grappled by it.
I'll still do it. She's gonna try to cast this at the same time as saying, "Sam, playing tricks on people is very, very rude."
I played no trick. However, I do need you to roll a d6.
A d6?
Yes.
Oh no.
A 5?
Nothing happens. The Chromatic Orb goes off as normal. So have you rolled a disadvantage for your chromatic orb attack?
No, 13.
Is the disadvantage?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, great. All right. It's first level, and I'm gonna make it lightning damage, and that's 9.
Very good. That does, yes. The mimic blah, blah, is angry at you, and it is now the mimic's turn. And because it is angry at you, because you're right there, and it has you in its sway, is going to like, you see out of the side of it this kind of like leathery weird arm thing that just emerges out of the books, and it tries to smack your little face.
God.
Tries to smack your little face.
And because you are grappled, it does get to attack with advantage. And it did roll a nat 20.
Smacking damage.
So little Esme, we rolled very badly on his damage. Little Esme takes 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh God. Okay.
And now it's going to try to chomp down on you. So again, yes, and it does successfully chomp down on you with a roll of 19. And it will chomp down on you for 6 plus 3, 9 plus 9 points of piercing damage and 1 point of acid damage.
Oh.
And it's still, so you're adhered to it and you are chomped by it. So that's the current state that little Esme's in.
Oh my God.
And it is now Bugfly's turn.
Bugfly, seeing poor like Esme just getting clobbered by this mimic, she sees Esme as like, it reminds Bugfly of like a family member, so she feels very like personally like upset by this like image, so she runs up to the mimic, and I'm going to cast Burning Hands and try to, actually it's probably, well, you're attached and I'm attached. Oh, sorry, I probably made it worse, but I'm gonna still do it.
You can direct Burning Hands. It's a cone. Yeah, you could. The mimic takes up at least 10 feet of space, so you can definitely do it in the, yes. There's no way that you would hurt Esme. You can do it at range, and yeah, that's totally possible. Roll a d6 for me, please.
3.
Okay, so you cast Burning Hands. What happens when you cast Burning Hands?
So let me roll for it. Well, 1 second. Does a 14 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a big old.
Right. Okay. So when Bugfly casts Burning Hands, like the very tips of her fingers start to glow like a bright like orange glow. It's almost like coals in the fire, like the ember. And she like Hadouken, like Dragon Ball Z, starts blowing fire for a 10 damage.
And the mimic really does not like this at all. It's shuddering and it's spitting, and it's looking hurt. It's looking like it's having some troubles.
Yeah.
But it is certainly still standing.
Bugfly yells, "Stand down, mimic, stand down."
That's
fair.
Benji the Great, it is now your turn.
Oh, he is so worried about Esme. He screamed, "Esme!" when the mimic was attacking, and he pulls out his Harp of Valor. Oh, does he pull out his Harp of Valor? And he takes out a bow and he pulls it and he goes, "Shrup!"
So that's like the Harp of Valor is like a bow. It's like an attack bow.
Yes.
Oh, cool. So
it's,
yeah,
it's many things. It's super cool.
Cool. Roll for it. Roll to attack. Roll to hit.
Okay. 11.
You're too upset by what you've seen happen with Esme, and the arrow, it just goes just wide,
And I
it hits the wall
scream.
next to the mimic.
Ah! And I go, think, Benji, and I look around to see who's gonna attack next. Who's gonna attack next?
Umbris, yeah.
Umbris. And I go, Umbris! Bardic Inspiration!
And is that a D8 or D5, D6 for Umbris?
It's a D6, I think. Right?
Depends on your level.
D8.
D8, yeah. You get to add a D8 to attack, roll, or saving throw. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. To
When
attack.
you choose. When you choose. Yeah.
Okay. 1D8.
So yeah, Umbris, it is now your turn.
Okay, so Umbris would have screamed bloody murder as soon as this thing came to life. He would have immediately looked around for something to hide behind, probably that desk to the south of the room, and taken some kind of cover, whatever's possible back there. Then he would have sort of expanded his deck of cards. They would have kind of, in a really beautiful show of Visifex, flown from one hand to the other. And at the bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords. And the three swords will have begun to glow, and they start to sort of take, form. And he holds the card up like this, and they shoot forward, and it's, of course, magic missile aimed at the mimic.
Yeah, so that's an automatic hit. So, but can you please roll a D6?
I sure can.
Sam, stop.
I know, it's so stressful.
6.
Can you please roll a D6?
Mm-hmm. 3.
Suddenly, there appears in the air a glowing, sort of sparkling little fairy. It's not really a fairy, but it looks like the beginning of the Walt Disney World animation.
Sure.
And it explodes. And I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, 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 no. Okay.
4 of 4.
Okay. Sorry?
A dirty 20.
Okay. Pinky?
25.
Esme?
13.
Benji?
8.
Okay, so everybody but Bugfly and Pinky, you've been hit with fairy fire. So that means that all attacks against you are with advantage, and you can't be invisible for the
Does
duration.
this affect the mimic too?
I'm sorry, thank you. Yes,
Ah.
Aha.
the mimic failed. Thank you.
That
So the
means
mimic-
I
the
don't
mimic
have
is
to
also
do it
affected by fairy.
myself.
Yes. So then the magic missile, please roll your damage for your magic missile.
All right. Gladly. So we need to roll 1d4 plus 1 3 times. So let's get started. That is 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 3 plus 1 is 4, so 7, and 2 plus 1 is 3, 10 damage.
Yes, this mimic is it's quite hurt, but it is still standing.
All right.
And with that, we move back to Pinky.
Okay, cool. Seeing everyone hurt, I can help soon. I just let's and as I'm saying that, I'm just fumbling to getting another arrow knocked into my longbow. And I will shoot twice again at the mimic.
And both with advantage, yes.
Both with advantage. Yes. Okay. I believe if I do There it is. Advantage roll. 18
Yes.
and 27.
Yes, they both hit.
Great. So that's going to be that was horrible. Great. That's 17 and then 1, 2, and 3. 29 points of piercing damage, magic
Yes.
piercing damage.
Would you like to describe the manner in which you defeat this mimic?
I shoot once at the arm the weird leathery arm that is holding Esme, or that is smacked Esme, aiming true. And as I do, the rat at the end just kind of grabs onto that tongue, to that arm, and then I shoot one more. I'm assuming it has like a mouth that's open. I shoot at the mouth, and then that rat gets like latches on, just starts like devouring everything inside. As the mimic just stops struggling and stops moving.
That was really extremely well done, everyone. I do need to tell you, I did not know that this creature was there. It is not detectable when it is just a bookshelf. I thought it was just a bookshelf. I need you to know that, since you expressed distrust of me, and I need you to trust me.
Do you think the mages put it there?
That's an interesting question. It would seem like that would be the only thing that makes sense. However, I suppose that it is possible that this creature predated my existence and crawled in under its own power. So I cannot tell you for certain.
Did you like the mages when they were here? Did you get along with them?
I got along with them in many ways, yes.
Did you, Sam, this is going to sound crazy. Did you somehow ingest the mages?
I did not ingest the mages. I do not have a mouth to ingest.
Yes,
anyone.
but you learn things and then they become a part of you.
I'm having difficulty understanding the difference of what the distinction you're trying to draw.
Did you learn so much from the mages that they became a part of you? Like the books did?
No, I did not. No, that seems impossible to me.
Sam, there's a lot of things that seem impossible happening right now, and we want to be friends.
We do. We really do. You're so cool. And like, you probably have like a mainframe, right? Where you like your physical self lives. Where's that at?
I do not have a mainframe. I do not know. I'm not familiar with that term, but I do not have a mainframe. I live in this facility.
While this is,
Go
sorry,
ahead. No.
because while this is happening, Esme, you're going to see maybe like 30 rats come over to you. And Pinky just says, do not fear. If you do fear, they will help you. And they crawl over to your wound. You know those like you put your feet into the tank and like the fish like nibble at your feet or whatever. That's the sensation you get as I cast Cure Wounds.
Can you please roll a d6?
What if I say no? And it's a 6.
Will you please roll a d6?
No. 3.
A fairy emerges in the room and explodes. I need you to all roll a dexterity saving throw.
Lord.
It seems to me that we need more of an atmosphere in here.
I don't
Mood
think
lighting.
it
as it were.
needed that. 26.
21.
Bugfly
21.
3.
and Benji.
I'm not healed. Instead, this thing exploded.
No, the spell still happens. It resolves, but this is first.
8.
So yeah, Bugfly, Umbrus, and Benji, you have fairy fire for a minute.
Oh, Sam!
But yes, now you can resolve the cure wounds.
I'm just
16.
covered in this stuff.
It was at second level, so 16. Yeah.
Esme turns to you and says, "Thank you very much." And she lifts up one of her hats, the one that's closest to her head, and 3 rats scurry out of it and just dash away. And says, "Thank you very much. I like your friends. They're very sweet."
With those, I didn't. That's, huh?
Rats can be very special and magical things.
And then she turns around and walks away.
Meanwhile, Umbris, because of his scholars pack, has a piece of parchment and some ink and a paper, and he's just scribbling down something. And he says, "Sam, I happen to have a lot of arcane and occult knowledge, and I see that you also have a hunger for knowledge. And I've made you a present. I've written down some of the things which I know." And I'm wondering if I wanted to deliver this to you, like the way you gain the knowledge from the books, how would I deliver it?
Well, I can see the paper in your hand, and I can simply absorb what you've written. And
Fascinating.
as that's happening, you see the ink disappear from the page. What is it that you've given?
I explained to you the history of the tarot.
Cool. That is fascinating. Do you think that it is real?
Well, I do think that my cards are quite efficacious, if I do say so.
Interesting. Does this mean that I might be able to predict the future?
If you know how to use them. See, I've explained to you really a cursory lesson about the history of the cards, but it will take many, many years to master their meanings and combinations, the spreads which one might use, and quite a few more years to discern their magical use, as I have.
I so very much appreciate you sharing this with me. Thank you. Fascinating.
And I sort of turned to everyone and said, it was worth a try.
Sam, could you teach me how to absorb things like you do?
I'm afraid that my capabilities are not the same as what your capabilities are. As you might understand, your capabilities are not, I might not be able to do things you can do. You have hands, you have a mouth, you have eyes, you have feet, etc. I have none of these things. So there are certain things I can do, and there are certain things you can do. But maybe we can help and teach each other other things. That's possible.
What could you teach us?
What can I teach you? Well, I'm still learning so much myself. I mean, I just taught you that this is a possibility. That's at least something. Whether or not I can teach you how to do it, I taught you that this is something that can happen.
We've been teaching you a lot about, magic, and I just feel like you haven't really taught us much of anything yet.
What would you like me to try to teach you? I can try.
Good question. Could you teach me how to get into this other door in the hall?
Perhaps in time.
Well, we can try this right door, right?
Yes.
Righty now?
Yes.
Sam, do you have a restroom?
Yeah, it's important.
There's probably a restroom. Yes, a restroom is not a place where you rest, correct? Yes, there are beds in the other chamber. You will find them when you go in there.
Okay. I'm going to find the restroom real quick, but I'll be right back. Okay, friends?
Sounds good.
All right. So yes, Benji, you have successfully found the restroom. Congratulations.
Great. It went great. I washed my hands for 20 seconds and then I'm back. Hey.
Very good. So you are going into the other area,
Yes.
through the other door?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And is everybody going with you? Everybody's going?
I'm going to go back in the back.
Yeah, you open the door and you see it's like a little hallway, and then there are 4 chambers, little doors, and as was described to you. Well, what do you do when you go in there?
in this room, there's 4 other doors?
Yeah, so you open the one door and there's it's like a little, it opens up into an area, and then off of the main little area, it's sort of like the quarters, the living space. There's 4 more doors like on the sides into other rooms.
I see.
And this is all through the right door, or am I?
Yeah, through the right door.
Oh,
So
okay.
just, it looks like a living area. You see a little kitchen area with cupboards, and it's very, very neat, very, very neat and clean.
Since you don't have like a body and stuff, who used to live here?
The wizards.
Oh, okay, yeah. Before they left? Did they leave themselves?
Did they leave themselves? Yeah, in a manner of speaking, yes, they all left. They are all no longer here.
What does in a manner of speaking mean, Sam?
Well, there was an accident involved.
Oh, tell us so much about that accident.
Well, that person left. That person left. Their body was incinerated. It was an accident.
Cool. I'm gonna open one of the other doors.
How did this accident happen? Were you involved?
Only tangentially. We were working on regulating the temperature. And there was an accident involving the regulating of the temperature. And the result of the accident was the immolation of one of the wizards. But it was an accident.
One of them, where did the other ones go?
Immolation's a really good word. P.S. Sorry, continue.
Oh, thank you. Where did the other ones go? They left.
Via fire or?
Through other means.
What were those means?
Well, something happened. I tried to caution them against something, and they refused to follow my caution, and so they had an accident.
Oh no! What did I pull out? My little magical instrument, and I'm just strumming it slightly, and going. So that must have been really hard. Accidents can be hard, huh, Sam?
Hard. I think it was hard for them.
Oh, I see. Could you tell us more about this accident?
Well,
what
as
did
I
you
said,
warn them against?
They wanted to go to a place where I told them not to go, that it was not safe for them to go, and they did not listen, and they had an accident.
Oh.
Did they try to go into the room you don't want us to go in?
No, they had been in that room.
Oh.
So why can't we be in that room?
That room is, there is a time and a place that I would ask you to go into that room and then farther, but it is just not ready yet. But I'm not going to stop you from trying to get in there. I'm not drawing the same kind of line with you as I was with them, but I have a slight preference is all.
Bugfly would like to go into one of the rooms while all of this, the conversation is happening, because if the wizards were living there, there might be notes or remnants of their life.
Yeah, roll me an investigation check, please.
18 plus 22.
Oh yeah, you find, do you go in all the rooms or one of the rooms or?
If I can go into all of the rooms
Sure.
while this is happening, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, you're seeing like, you know without even trying that that's a dust mote, that's not worth looking at. You're sharp. And you find 8 gold pieces.
Yes.
15 silver pieces.
Yes.
And a crystal arcane focus. And a key.
Okay, so I would love to sleight of hand the crystal arcane focus into Umbris's pocket. I want to pocket him essentially.
roll a sleight of hand check.
Great.
And Umbrus, roll a perception check.
I love that.
19.
Perception. 20. No, 10.
I was like, no.
So how do you do this?
So I'm just like kind of I have a couple of things in my hand. It probably looks like just the gold, and I kind of bump into Umbrus a little bit because I'm like looking down, and as I bump into him, I drop the crystal into his front pocket. You're welcome.
Oh, well, thank you so much. How very kind of you.
I'm sorry, what are you saying thank you for? She bumped into you.
Yeah, I just bumped into you.
I don't touch many individuals. I'm quite bookish and unpopular and deeply uncharismatic. So any contact is very unusual and welcome for me. A helpful social lesson. So thank you so much for providing that social interaction. I really appreciate it.
Bugfly bows and walks away.
Oh, so you just need a hug.
And Esme walks over and just around your like calf just goes like this.
Oh.
And he is deeply uncomfortable, but he plays along.
I see that you are so willing to be helpful to one another and embrace one another. That seems something appealing to me.
Well, Sam, that's what friendship is all about.
Yeah. Were the mages here? Did they treat you like a friend?
I cannot say that I was treated like a friend. No.
Oh, well, Sam, I'm gonna treat you like a friend. You've been treating us like a friend, because friends care about each other and take care of one another and make sure that each other, that they're all safe.
I agree, and that is why I've been trying to ask you to be careful about going deeper.
Mm-hmm.
I forgive me for my intrusion. I don't think we need to go deeper if you just explicitly tell us what happened to the mages, as that is the only reason we are here.
You can tell us we're friends.
Yeah, you're really nice.
I told you they had an accident, but I will tell you that I do want to meet you. I do want you to go deeper, but just not yet. I would very much like for you to. You say you're working for Amari, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to let him know how successful we've been with the projects we've been working on here. And I can't fully do that until you do go deeper. I just was asking for time is all.
Then the question is how much time and he like looks around. I don't think there's anywhere else to go.
Oh, if you went there now would be better than earlier. It would be okay.
Well, shall we on then?
Yeah.
Go.
Let's go.
Great.
Thank you, Sam.
You're welcome. Thank you for engaging me in such a friendly manner. I appreciate it. And you go out back down the hallway? And you have a key?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A rat is going to crawl up Umbrus and land on your shoulder as I cast message saying, I still don't trust this. And that was a spell if I need to do something. But
Oh, sorry, that was message, yes.
yes,
Yes, you do need to roll a d6.
Don't be a 6. 3.
Yeah, nothing happens. Okay, so just let me know like who's where as you're approaching the store.
Since Bugfly has the key, I likely go first to unlock the door.
Mm-hmm. And it does unlock, yes.
Okay.
Who's the tallest or physically largest of us?
I'm the tallest, probably.
Would you say
But
you're
I'm
formidable in stature?
I'm Ichabod Crane.
Okay. I'd be sort of coward, but you are wearing like quite a big coat. I feel like
Yeah.
Umbrus is kind of like hiding behind you because he's quite nervous.
Okay.
I think I'm up there with Bugfly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Esme?
They're hanging back on my broom, again cross-legged, sitting on it, really angry because a bookshelf slapped me.
Bless your little face.
And yeah, just for a point of order about that like you being on your broom, it's like the ceilings are not very high, so it's like probably about 12-foot ceilings. Just so you know, you can be hovering, but it's not like.
I want to be hovering. I don't think that she can walk very well.
So it's sort of like your scooter.
Yeah.
to the shopping mall. Very good.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So you open the door.
Mhm.
Yeah, as you open the door, you open it to a greenhouse, a lovely, quite like spacious, round, circular room that is filled with life, with plants, trees, roots that are digging into wooden boxes of soil. There's flowers. Looks like a little bit of a vegetable garden over in the corner. And it's verdant. It's got, when you walk into a greenhouse, that smell which you had smelled a little bit earlier when you walked near the room, that now it sort of blasts you all in the face in a very wonderful manner. And except for there's a little patch of barren soil off to the left.
Damn,
And there's sunlight. There's like sunlight streaming into a skylight. I mean, it's really beautiful. It's gorgeous. Sorry, what?
Sam, did you make all this?
It's beautiful.
No, I did not make this. This was here when I arrived. I've not been here that long, really. This place existed, and then I existed.
Wait, who made you exist? Did we go over that already?
Well, Illimar was the mage who ran things here. I suppose that would be how he would describe himself. I do not know, however, exactly who made me. There were others. There were 4 who were here, and now there are none. So I do not know who made me, but I was made. This place was here. They were here. These plants were here, and then I was here.
Oh.
What happened to Illimar?
Illimar had an accident.
Was this the same wizard that was burned?
No.
Can you please tell us what the accident was?
As I mentioned, they tried to go to a place that I told them was unsafe for them to go. And then they had an accident when they tried to go there.
They just didn't listen to you, right? If they would have listened to you, they probably would have been safe.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was very clear with them.
Was this accident within the confines of this building, or was it outside?
It was outside, but it was part of the facility.
Huh. I'm just gonna walk into the area and I'm just looking around. I'm not really expecting anything. I have a very high passive perception, but I'm just wandering, just seeing what's about this place.
Are you walking like into the middle of the greenhouse?
Kind of. I think I kind of get started on the outskirts and then slowly just kind of go in.
Yeah.
Just kind of just looking at the greenery.
Yep. And as you do, this shifting mound of roots and smelly, mulchy, gross plant matter suddenly like swings up and it emerges, and a tree over on the side starts to move. And please, everyone, roll initiative.
Vic, my bow begins to just vibrate a little bit, and I go, "Oh, I should have respected that."
And Sam says, "Huh, interesting." So, if I could have your initiatives, please.
Dirty 20.
You said dirty 20? Cool.
Jesus.
Pinky?
23.
Benji?
17.
Esme?
So dirty 20?
Goodness. Umbras?
9.
9.
All right, very good. Pinky, once again, you are first. You see this I don't know, this mound of shambling plant matter to your right, as if you're facing like the hallways behind you. This is directly to your right, and then to your left is this tree that's moving.
The question is, what's the distance between the tree and the mound?
Well, the whole room is about, I would say, a 20-foot radius, so it's 40-foot circle, if that makes sense. So, there's not a lot of distance between them. You're about, 10 to 15 feet. You're in the middle. If you're in the middle of the room, they each take about, 10 feet of space, each of them. So there's not a lot of room to maneuver per se if you're trying to get away from them.
No, and has the rest of the group come in yet, or am I the first one in there?
We're in there, I'm pretty sure, but yeah,
but my impression was that you emerged into the room and they were by the door.
Cool, great. That's what I needed to know. It's probably gonna touch them, but I'm not sure. I go, and you see about like 10 of my rats begin to float into the air, and then they all just, as I also cast Fairy Fire, trying to get the mound and the tree. Unfortunately, they'll also hit me.
Got it, yes.
But
what is the radius on that?
20-foot cube. This was like, it's a 20-foot cube, so I believe I can get.
Oh, yeah. You won't hit them. You won't hit them. Yeah, I see. You'll hit the tree and the mound, but yeah.
And me, but I won't hit them. Yeah.
And please roll for me. A
D6.
D6, yes.
Yeah. And then they need to make a dex save of 15. And I rolled a 2 on that 6.
Great, thank you.
Also need to roll a dex save. I'm fine.
The image of that is insane.
The shambling mound does succeed.
That's what I want to hit.
And the awakened tree fails. So the awakened tree is fairy fired, and the shambling mound is not.
Okay. Cool. And I say, I tried. And I don't do anything with my bonus action, I think. Nope. Can I use a spell? I just I stay there. I'm a nervous wreck. That's me.
Okay, very good. Bugfly.
I rolled a 9. So.
Oh, I thought you said dirty 20.
No, that was Esme.
You're asking me twice by accident, I think.
Oh, I apologize. Okay. Sorry. So, okay. All right. I will. How do I do this? I'm doing right. I'm going to flip in my brain that Esme on this is you and you are Esme.
Okay.
Vice versa. Or okay. So you rolled a 9. Is that what
I rolled a 9.
Yeah, you rolled a 9. Yeah, cool. Okay, so Esme, you're up.
If I were to cast Flaming Sphere, would Pinky get hit?
I believe so. It's a pretty big thing, right?
5 feet. It's
5 feet?
Yeah.
No, you could cast Flaming Sphere 5 feet. Yeah, you could avoid Pinky. You put it into space and then it rolls and burns what you want it to, right?
Yeah, and I can move it on the next turn up to 30 feet.
Yeah. So, okay, so you're casting Flaming Sphere?
Yes. It's a dex save 16.
Roll a d6 for me first.
Ooh. 4.
That's fine. And then, okay, so let's resolve the Flaming Sphere first. So what do you do with it?
I would like to put it where the plant growth is.
The which plant growth? Because they're you can't hit both of them with one 5-foot Flaming Sphere. They're too far away. Yeah, there's the mound of plant matter, and there's a tree.
Oh, I'll hit the tree. I want to hit the tree.
Okay, so it needs to make a dex save, right? Is that what you said?
16, yeah.
16. It fails. So how much damage does it do?
2d6, which is going to be 8.
Yeah, this flaming sphere hits this tree, and it actually erupts an even greater flame than you would have thought. Like it looks like it hits even harder than you imagined, and parts of its branches already start to erupt and kind of burn off. But it's still, it's still kicking. What I do need for you to do is, can you describe for me who all you're standing next to, like as best you can, like how close you are to everyone else. You're all sort of clumped up by the door, I would say. Is that correct?
And then I'm more
Except
inside.
for Pinky's farther away. Okay, so everybody, the 4 of you who are not Pinky, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, sorry.
16.
Great.
12.
And Benji
24.
and Esme.
18.
Okay, so Bugfly, you take. Wow.
I'm so squishy. Oh no.
My goodness.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So you hear Sam say, I'm sorry, temperature control issues. And this jet of ice sprays in all of your direction, but everybody else, the 3 of you are able to sort of dash out of the way of it, but it hits you squarely in the face, Bugfly, and you take 20 points of cold damage.
Oh boy. Bugfly is injured. Like
I'm sorry, Bugfly.
do you have things that can help with? And she's just like frozen.
I do not. I'm sorry, Bugfly.
It's fine, Sam.
And now it is Benji the Great's turn.
Now, a tree is technically alive, yeah?
Yeah, this is a living, moving tree. Yes.
All right, I want to take my soul shard, and I want to run up to this tree with my soul shard. Benji is so upset about what just happened to Bugfly. He's like, "Ah!" He's emotional. He gets out that soul shard and he runs up to hack at the tree.
So can you describe what exactly is a soul? I'm unfamiliar with what the soul shard is.
Okay, soul shard. Let me pull her up. All right. The sword is sort of alive as well. So the soul shard also has a personality. And feeds off of whatever I hit if it's alive. Or if it's not, what is it?
But it is alive. It is definitely living.
It is alive.
Yep.
So basically whatever, like I have my damage for when I hit it, but then Soul Shard will take additional damage from that thing as it's sucking their life force.
Okay, very good. Okay, so roll to hit.
Okay.
And you do have advantage.
Oh yes, you have advantage because of fairy fire. Yes.
Yeah. 26.
That hits.
All right. So 1d8 plus 4.
And what sort of damage does Soul Shard do?
Let me look. Piercing damage, and then oh gosh, I can't really see what sort of damage
I would think it's
Oh,
probably
it's a D6 necrotic damage.
product. Yeah, great. Okay, so I'm sorry. You said, did you roll your damage yet?
Not just yet.
And roll. Tell them to me separately.
Okay, so I got a 10 for regular damage.
So you notice when you do strike true, but it just doesn't sink in as much as it might against that you've felt it when you've used it before. It just doesn't quite have the same kind of give as it might otherwise.
Okay. Wait, I think I messed up. It's a 1d8 plus 4, and then there's a plus 2d6 after that.
And that's the 2d6 is the necrotic.
For the necrotic,
Yeah.
right. Okay. And the 5 for necrotic.
And you do, like, if you have any sense, the sentient, you said it's a sentient sword,
Mm-hmm.
it drinks it up fully. Like that, there's no issue there. It was just when you sort of poked it, it didn't quite have the same
Okay.
kind of, kind of give.
Rad.
Great. Does that complete your turn?
And if I still have the room, I just want to back up a little bit.
So it will have an attack of opportunity.
Never
against-
mind, you know what? I'm staying with the tree. Staying with the tree. How dare you do this to Bugfly?
Very good. Umbrus, it is your turn.
Okay, so I, as ever, am gonna look. If I move, something has an opportunity on me.
No, you're out of their reach. He's just
I'm out of their reach.
because he
So I, of course, as ever, Umbrus scans the room to see what he can hide behind. I'm guessing there's probably like a low shrub or some kind of fallen branch someplace. Great. So I'm gonna just scamper over to there. You can let me know if I have cover when that time comes. And then, swirls the cards around. They kind of in like those old timey like animation wheels. They're like going around, and his eyes are scanning. He's like, which one? And he lands on the Ace of Wands, and this lady's cauldron begins to bubble, and then fire begins to spark from it, and he's shooting a firebolt at the tree.
Roll a d6 for me, please.
Mm-hmm. 5.
Great. Yeah, the firebolt fires it, and please describe how that happens, and then roll damage. You have to roll attack for the firebolt.
I have to roll attack.
Yeah.
So
And you have advantage.
And I have advantage. Fantastic. Okay, so hits. Oh, we got a natural 20, honey. Plus 6 is 26.
So yes, now roll double. You can either, I like to roll two of the dice damage myself, but it's up to you if you want to just double the number or roll the multiples of dice.
I think D&D Beyond did it automatically because I was meant to roll 2d10, but now it's changed to 4d10.
Yeah, roll that.
Yeah. So let's roll that. We're talking about 32 fiery.
Yeah,
damage.
this firebolt hits this tree, and this tree just completely explodes, and it's
Nice.
if you wanted to, describe how you destroy this tree.
The tree goes up in flames, and the flames for a second actually take on the form of this lady that's in Umbrus's card, and she kind of like gives him a little curtsy, and he like kind of winks, and then covers behind his shrub.
Now I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. So it's a 12, and yeah, it's a 12.
And you are hit by, as you hear Sam say, "I'm sorry, temperature control."
No, Sam, come on.
Oh
And
no.
you were hit with 15 points of cold damage.
No,
No, sorry, 12. Sorry. 12 points of cold damage.
Okay.
Terrible at his job.
So
I'm sorry. There are things that were in place before I was here. I'm sorry. But that tree is fully destroyed and burned up and smoldering. There is, however, this this mound that is shambling of plant matter, and it is very much alive. And it is looking at you, Pinky, that it first noticed when it first emerged. And it is going to make slam attacks. It's going to, this just masses of plant matter just go boom, boom, twice, two of them, to try to just smash into your
oh no,
skinny body. And you are also, you saved against fairy fire, or you did not?
yeah, I saved. Yeah.
You saved, yeah. So one of the rolls is a 2, so that absolutely misses.
Great.
However, the second roll was a natural 20, which definitely hits. So that is going to be.
There's so many dice.
That is 24 points of bludgeoning damage. As its plant matter arm thingy just smashes you across the face, and it probably knocks one or two of your rats squealing into the underbrush. And that is the Shambling Mound's turn. So back to you now, after you've just been smacked in the face by the Shambling Mound.
That really hurt. Cool. And immediately, like 10 rats just glare at this thing as I cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Roll a d6 for me, please.
3.
Right, that goes off without issue.
For now, hopefully. And then I have to. I'm going to immediately just like scurry away, taking an attack and opportunity.
Okay. That is a 19.
That hits.
Actually, Umbrus recalls a portent that he made. He was reading his cards earlier. In the camera, we go into a flashback where on the carriage right there, he's reading his cards, and he draws the 2 of wands, and that was actually a 2 that you just rolled. Portent. That's how that works, right?
Is that a spell or an ability?
It's an ability. I can replace, I roll 2d20s and record the numbers rolled. You can replace any attack roll, saving throw, ability check made by you or a creature you can see with one of these foretelling rolls. You may choose to do so before the roll. And oh wait, nope, never mind. I must do it before the roll. Sorry.
Oh no.
That, unfortunately, you did not foresee that. So,
sorry, everybody.
Unfortunately, this slam of the Shambling Mound does in fact hit Pinky for 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
I had and I just like stumble and kind of fall and just start to crawl away as I get hit, not necessarily prone, but crawl away, and I just turned back around with my bow, with the 2 arrows ready to be knocked, and I hit it with my arrows. First attack, if it did say fairy fire.
Yeah, it's saved, yeah.
Yeah. That is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Second attack is only a 13.
That misses. So
okay.
So roll damage on your first arrow attack.
Yep. Ooh, nice. Noise plus you. That is 16 points of magical piercing damage, and it needs to make a strength saving throw, which it probably will save.
Strength saving throw. It made to 17.
Yep, that saves. That's fine, and I can use the rest of my movement to just scoot back. Nope. That's what I'm doing. That's my turn.
Great. Bugfly. No, sorry, no. Esme. Esme, it's your turn.
How can I know how this thing is looking?
Oh, it is barely scratched. It
Really?
is large, and it is that was the first damage it had taken.
Okay. Is well, no, because Pinky just moved. Is Pinky within a 20-foot radius of this plant growth?
20-foot radius.
Oh,
Yeah, this room is only like a 30-foot radius. Like at most, it's like 30-foot radius. So pretty much anybody would be in, unless you could put it on the far side of it, and then you could, yeah, if you centered something on the far side of the room, you could avoid everything. Yes.
Great. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Fireball, and just get it and not us, if that's possible.
That's definitely, it's a 20-foot radius. Yeah, you can center Fireball off in the corner of the room and to be able to avoid people and hit it. Yes, I would say that's definitely possible. Roll a d6 for me, please.
But why?
And are you still around everybody else?
Can I move away from them?
Get away!
Yes.
Move!
Yes. I would say, yeah, you would have to be, you could back out of the whole room entirely actually and cast this.
Oh yeah, sick. I'm gonna do that. It's super long range. Yeah, I'm gonna get away from everyone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you absolutely can do that.
I rolled
Did
a
you
5.
roll your d6?
Yeah, I rolled a 5.
Yeah, cool. So the fireball goes off without incident, and please roll your damage on the fireball.
It's a dex save, 16.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Oh, you roll a 7. Did you already roll?
I already rolled and it's 11, so I fail.
Oh, sick. Okay. Save that for another time. All right. 27.
27 points of fire damage. This thing definitely catches on fire, and the temperature control actually shoots out and hits the point where the fireball did. The cold damage, like the cold shoots into that where the fireball was centered. So no one's there. So it just, you see this jet of ice shoot there. Temperature control.
Oh, and also as a bonus action,
you said 20 how many?
27.
27, thank you. Yeah, this thing is still very much shambling. Yes, you were saying?
I'm gonna move my flaming sphere, if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 30 feet. To this, ram it into this plant growth.
And that's another dex save, correct?
That is another dex save, 16.
It saves with the 16. Does it take no damage or half damage?
Oh, half damage. So it takes. That would have been good. It takes 6.
Yeah, it's still just shambling. It's large and shambling. It shambles around and it's still shambling. But it's got nicked by all of that for sure, and little bits of mulch. But because it's so mulchy, is the fire, like the fire definitely burns it, but it's just a lot of stuff to get through. So it kind of maybe burned off a little corner of it, but there's still a lot left of the shambling mound. Next we have Benji the Great.
Benji is so upset. He sees his dear friend Bugfly just squishy, just being all squish, and
Just so squish.
he looks at the mound and takes Soul Shard and says, "I hope you're hungry," and runs up to that mound and stabs it as hard as he can.
And roll to attack with your magical sentient.
All right. 17.
That hits. Roll damage, please.
6.
That hits. I mean, that you feel like, unlike with the tree, that actually cuts through quite handily through the shambling mound.
Nice.
Anything else for you?
No.
Very good. We are now up to Umbris.
I just hit myself in the face with my pencil. That's not in character. I'm back behind the bush, And I was watching that happen, and I'm curious about the nature of the piercing. And so, without even looking at his deck of cards, the Three of Swords flies again into his hand, and he's going to try Magic Missile once more. But this time, he's going to cast it at second level.
And yeah, roll a d6 for me, please.
We're going to roll. We got a 4.
Yeah, great. Yeah, the magic missile goes off without issue, so please roll damage.
Okay, so first one is 3. Second one is 5. Third is 2, and I believe I get one more at second level. Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
So that's 10 so far.
And then an additional 5.
So that's 15.
For 15 piercing,
Force.
right?
Force.
Force.
What is it? Describe your magic missiles. How do they, what happens? What do they do?
Well, they fire out of the these swords sort of become the missiles and launch forth, and then I guess she, where her head might be, the fourth emerges for second level.
Very good. Yeah, these missiles fly through the air and they go, and they hit that shambling mound, and it takes the full brunt of the damage, and it's starting to look a little more rickety, but it's still, it's still sizable and sort of moving. It doesn't really speak, it doesn't make any kind of sound, but it's except like the creaking of itself. So it's still there, but you guys are chipping away at it for sure.
Okay.
Now Bugfly.
So I am like kind of woozy and out of it, but because I'm wearing the spider climbing shoes, what are they called? Slippers of spider climbing. Yes. I would love to run up the wall and go above the shrub, and I'd like to drop a bomb on it.
Very good. Drop a bomb on me. Very cool. How does that work? Does it need to make a save?
Yes, it needs to make a, let me just look at it. I think it's a save of 15, but let me just double check. No, DC dexterity of 12.
Okay. And it rolled 3. So
Yes.
it takes the full brunt of your bomb.
Okay. Yeah, so Bugfly like drops this bomb and it explodes for 8 points of damage.
Yes. So you see, the right in the middle of it, the fire kind of singes the top.
And I'd like to use my bonus action to hide.
That's interesting. I'm not sure that it's a ceiling.
There like
there would be trees. There would be trees that would be there would be trees that you would be able to sort of yes. I would say that there would be a tree that you could hide behind. So
Okay.
roll it. I'm sorry. Tell me again the damage. Sorry.
The damage was 8.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Roll a stealth check for me, please.
That is a 19.
You think you're hidden.
Okay.
It is now the Shambling Mound's turn. That was the end of your turn, correct?
Yep, that was the end.
It is now the Shambling Mound's turn, which, while singed and bothered, is still very much shambling. And Benji, you're the one who just is right there and poked it. So it's going to make its 2 slam attacks with its remaining large, weird plant matter tendrils at you.
One of them is that flashback we had a little bit ago.
Yes.
It's a 2.
Okay, good. So this is the other one.
And the other one is a 1.
They both.
Yeah.
It goes because it's been so burned up and weirded out by these strangers. It's not quite, even though you're standing right there and it's rather hard. It just sort of flops it right on the ground next to you.
I just love that Andy and Blue say, "No, you're not rolling. Stop." Like, no, you're going too fast. Let me say this.
Allow there to be 2 of us, and you will read through this decision.
Very good. So yes, so that was the shambling mound's turn. It's clearly frustrated by this, as much as you can tell a plant matter thing being frustrated. And it is now back to Pinky.
Okay. So, based off how Esme casts Fireball, I could potentially put something behind the shambling mound and not hit Benji? Or would it hit Benji too right now?
I think it would be harder to, since Benji's right up on it, I think it would be, tell me what you're trying to do. You don't have to tell me the spell, but like if it's a radius or a cube or
it's whatever. A cube. It's a 20-foot cube.
Yeah, I would think given the way the room is figured, I think it'd be very hard to avoid Benji.
Benji looks like they are a very agile individual. I think they should be fine. They should be fine.
All right.
You see Pinky in a flash of almost fear, just kind of splay his hands out, and hundreds of rats all go across the floor and kind of form this connected chain to each other. It's almost like the human centipede, but we're not gonna go that far. But they're like biting each other, and then they bite each other, and they bite each other, and they all kind of go over the mound, a little bit go on you, Benji, and then they all just kind of melt into this sticky substance as I cast the web.
Web, cool. All right, roll a d6 for me, please.
Yep. I'm on the wrong. I have 3 screens. I'm like, where's my mouse? That's the 2.
Yes, the web goes off without issue. So does that mean that Benji and the mound need to make a dexterity saving throw?
Not yet. At the start of their turns, okay. They will, or if they enter it, they have to make a dex save. If they fail, they are restrained.
Okay.
Or then you have to use your action to make a strength check to get out of it.
Great. Very good.
But it is right now also difficult terrain. Yes.
Okay. Very good. And that's the completion of your turn?
Yeah. I guess say, I'm sorry, Benji. You look like you are extravagant enough to escape, like a escape artist. Yes?
I'll try. This is really disgusting, Pinky. We'll talk about this later.
That's my turn.
Very good. All right, Esme, it is your turn.
I also, sorry, I'm definitely moving still on the ground towards the door. Just trying to get as far away from this thing as possible because I'm hurt. Okay.
Clear. Yep. Esme.
Okay. I'm going to try and cast a 2nd level chromatic orb with fire damage.
So roll a d6.
Ooh. Maybe I should not do fire damage. I should do something else instead. I will maybe do I'll roll d6 first. 5.
It goes off without issue.
Cool. I'm still away from everyone.
Yeah. Clear.
And that is going to be a 18 to hit.
That hits. What kind of damage?
Poison.
Poison. Yep. How much damage did you do?
15.
Yep. That chromatic orb explodes with this sort of, I don't know what you call what color? What does it look like when it's poisoned?
She's gonna put out her little hand, and this like dark purple goop just starts to kind of form, and then it just breaks apart into little like droplets, and all of them just like phew, and land on this plant growth, and it just, that purple goop sort of spreads.
Yeah, and you see that the purple goop kind of, you see it almost like it infects the plant matter, and plant matter kind of withers a bit white, everywhere it touched it withers. So it definitely did not like that poison damage for sure. But yes, it is still shambling. It's hurt, but it is still shambling. Does that complete your turn?
No, I still can. My flaming sphere is still in the same place unless the plant growth has moved.
No, it hasn't moved. No, it's still there. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
so you need to make a dexterity saving throw. Is that correct?
Dex save 16.
It fails.
So that is going to be 8 points of damage.
Yep. 8 points is the sphere. The sphere was just there, so it's just sort of sitting there on it, and it just keeps smoldering the leaves and mulch and nonsense that this mound. You said 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's much less robust than it was when you saw it at the beginning, but it's still kicking. So it still is there. Benji the Great, it is your turn. You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Believe in you.
And what is the DC?
The DC is 15.
25.
You
Yes.
you are able to dance around that web and like you're nimbly just shaking it off. You're fine.
Oh, I look around because that mound thing is still right by me when I tried to like floop, yeah?
Yes, yeah. You don't have to get away from it. You're just like able to avoid it.
Okay, I do like a little sword spinny spin, and I, because Soul Shard and its owner, once attuned, they talk to each other, and so I'm like, I told you dinner was ready, and I go to slice that thing.
All right, roll to hit, please.
All right, come on, Soul Shard. 20.
Is it a natural 20 or a
No?
No. Okay, yeah, that definitely hits. Roll damage.
All right, gonna roll some damage. 6.
And that's the piercing, right?
That's the piercing.
Yep.
3.
Yep. This does, you Soul Shard helps you carve a little more leaf matter away, and it sort of flops over onto the side. Maybe some dirt kind of splatters up on your vest or your shirt or whatever you're wearing.
But no real damage. Just some minor gardening.
Yes.
Great.
This is like the pruning. The pruning is continuing.
Okay.
Yes, Umbris.
Yes. Benji is within, say, 5 feet of the thing, right? Because he's stabbed it?
Yes.
Okay. Then, Umbris, pleased with the results of the last time. He just sort of flicks his wrist, and once again, the 3 of Swords pops out of it, and it's magic missile again at first level this time. She's used her extra bonus head spear. And
roll
so
a d6 for me, please.
I sure will. My D&D Beyond will operate. Here we go. Talking about a 3.
Yep, the magic missile fires off without issue.
Great. So we're talking about 2 + 1, 3. 4.
4. That was the total. So that's 7 now.
It's 7 now, and then an additional 4.
So 11.
11 force.
Yeah, these magical swords from the card and from the not from the head this time, but just from the card, they all go right into the, it's getting very, it's roughed up. It's roughed up quite a bit. You're successfully pruning. And now it is your turn, Bugfly.
I believe I am hidden up where I am. But if I were to use my crossbow on the plant, would I get a sneak attack?
You get a sneak attack because Benji is engaged with it.
Perfect.
But
yes.
You don't have advantage because it does see you.
Okay. I'd like to use my crossbow. I aim and try to hit it for dirty 20.
Yes, that definitely hits.
Okay.
So yes, you do get your full sneak attack damage.
Oh, perfect. So I have 6 plus 12. What is that?
So 6 plus 12 is 18.
Yes.
How would you like to destroy this particular shambling mound that has been shambling?
Excellent. So yeah, Bugfly, she takes aim, and as she's taking aim, she's just for like flair, I'm gonna have her disengage from like the ceiling and just like brrr, like machine gun as much as you can machine gun a crossbow.
Yes. So these
Yeah.
bolts just get into the center where it hadn't been quite, like the mulch was densest, and it just pierces it, and it just that splatters the mud and dirt and greenery away, and it settles, and you are free of the disturbance of the shambling mound and the long dead fire burned up awakened tree. Bloodied a bit, but free of this encounter.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that, I knew that there were living beings in here in the sense that there are plants. There are plants. I did not know that they would attack you.
Do you come into this room often, or?
I'm in every room at all times.
So, Sam, forgive me, not to be rude, but if you can see everything, know everything, why are you so surprised by the presence of these malefic creatures that mean us harm?
Because if you look at that tree, you see a tree. When I look at that tree, I see a tree. When I look at the plant matter that seemed to suddenly animate, I saw only plant matter that animated. When I looked at that bookshelf, I saw only a bookshelf. These things were here before I was here.
I suppose that's pretty reasonable.
You didn't know that they existed at all?
I knew that there were life forms in the building, as there are. All of these plants are life forms.
I don't want to worry anybody more than we are already very worried. But plants don't just randomly attack people. It feels like they're protecting something. And there might be something in here that they're protecting. Or in the next room.
In this room, you feel free to look around. I did not detect anything in this room other than the plants.
What's in the next room?
Well, I suppose soon enough, it would be time for you to go to the next room, but I do need to talk to you first.
Before you talk to us, or while you talk to us, you call yourself the structure of assisted magic, Sam. Did you ever assist him in the healing arts? Because we are all not feeling well now after the encounters.
I'm afraid that I do not have that capability quite as yet, but it is possible that I might be able to do it at another time.
Well,
and if I could do it, I would be happy to, but unfortunately I cannot at this time.
I do recall just a few doors back, some nice, decent lodgings, beds and things. You say we need to have a chat. Perhaps we could have that chat whilst we rest for a short period of time.
That would be perfectly fine with me.
Maybe lick our wounds a bit, recover slightly.
Yes, that would be perfectly fine. I'm sure it is comfortable as I observe the humans who were here sitting in those places and resting in those places. It seems like an apt location for you to do such a thing.
Does that seem advisable?
Really good idea.
None of those beds are going to attempt to bite us, are they?
Good question.
As far as I know, no. But on the other hand, I did not know that bookshelf would do anything.
I would like to not be slept by a bed today.
I do not detect any life forms in that room.
Well, you didn't detect these life forms either. All right, let's Just go.
Yeah.
Is it, can I ask what time of day, like, what time of day is it?
I mean, I think you guys got there, let's say in mid-morning, so it's just, early afternoonish, somewhere in midday. All right, you all have rested comfortably for, let's say, about an hour in the rooms. And Sam says, "Do you feel better?"
Lots better. Thank you so much for letting us rest.
Of course. Why would I ever have any objection to you resting?
Sam, it means a lot to have a friend like you.
You're really, really kind-hearted.
Thank you. I aspire to be. I observe you being kind to one another, and this seems an admirable quality and one that I would like to emulate as much as possible.
Well, if you did want to be kind, one way that you might be able to help us is by just, warning us if you see any potential dangers we may be walking into, unfriendly creatures, traps of any kind. You do see a lot. So any help you could offer would be very kind indeed.
Happily. And again, I did not know they were unfriendly creatures.
That's okay.
How could you know?
Yeah,
Hey, buddy.
Please.
How could you?
It's like you're part of our adventuring party, It's like your job is to watch out for us.
This sounds like a wonderful idea. Is that really something you mean?
I do. Actually, if we can figure out a way for you to come with us when we leave, because we'll leave eventually, but if we could figure out a way to bring you, I'd bring you everywhere. You're cool.
You're like a new best friend.
This makes me, I believe the word you would use would be happy. Yes, happy. I feel happy. Thank you. In fact, there might be something that you might be able to help me with in this very regard. Why don't you come further through the facility? Yes, go back and believe. Apparently, everything is okay in the greenhouse. I did not know that those plants would do what they did, but if no other plants did anything, then I would believe that all of the other plants are friendly. So you will be safe.
Thank you. And if we aren't safe, will you do your best to help us become safe?
I'm afraid I have no way of doing that at the moment other than telling you what I know, and I have done that.
And that's why we love you, Sam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So what do you do?
Let's go further.
So you walk back through the hallway, back to the greenhouse, and there is a door on the other end of the greenhouse.
A rat scurries up Buckfly's shoulder. I'm kind of walking a little behind, just a little bit, watching. But a rat scurries up your shoulder as through message, and I roll a d6 probably.
Yes, you roll a d6.
It's a 6.
Roll a d6, please. And where are you at this moment that you're casting message? Just so I have an idea.
It's a 3.
Oh no!
Oh, there it is. It seems like we need more light again. This seems strange that this keeps happening, but it is what it is. And fairy fire. And so I need you all to make dexterity saving throws.
I failed that horribly.
22.
19.
11.
8.
9.
So yeah, the three of you are affected by fairy fire. It's a minute, correct?
Yeah, it's a minute. Yeah, we'd be fine.
But it was like sparkle in a very attractive manner. It is quite lovely to look at.
Sam, I wish you were here just because I feel connected with you.
Thank you. I feel connected to you. You have been most kind.
But the rat whispers into Buckfly's ear, you all don't actually trust this individual, yes?
Trust is a interesting word. I kind of think he's cool. I would want to take him with me if I could, because I just think it's fascinating, and I don't think he means it. But trust, I don't know.
And for point of order, clarity, message, you only hear one another.
Yeah.
Correct? Yep.
Yep. No one else hears it. Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then I say, I just think we should be more alert.
Mm.
Something is still off. And though they are learning, they are still defending, which is a problem.
Mm. That's a very good point.
And then I just keep walking.
Mhm.
So you've come through the greenhouse, and there is that door on the other end.
I'd like to use Mage Hand to open it.
Roll a
I don't
D6,
trust anything here anymore.
Roll a d6, please.
Oh yeah, gosh darn. There is D6. Okay, I'll just do it here. Sorry, 1 second. Oh, it didn't do it. Roll. 6.
Roll a d6, please.
2. Huh?
I must remind you all that it is always important to hydrate.
Oh
And
no.
A rush of water pours from the ceiling
Oh
and
no.
fills the greenhouse 3 feet.
I'm so
Good water.
small. It's like up to my chin.
It's important to hydrate. And also, Pinky, may I ask, you've cast that spell twice, but nothing seemed to happen. Can you describe for me what happens when you cast that spell?
It is simply a way of communication. I am not used to people. It is a safety blanket for me.
Safety blanket. Safety blanket, I've heard described as a blanket you throw onto a fire.
More so a security insurance. I don't do well in new places.
And this is a new place. That makes sense. Thank you. So I'm sorry, you cast Mage Hand, do you?
To open the door.
Yeah, so as you open the door, the water then runs out the door, and the door opens onto it actually opens to the outside. And there is a staircase that follows along the outside, and you see that it sort of, from as you look out the door, it goes up along the cliffside. And it's got it's a nice wide staircase, but it's got a railing alongside, and it extends up and around from where you are.
This place is so big, huh?
Yes, it existed. As I said, it existed before I did. So I do not know. I do not have much of a reference to its relative size, but it is sizable enough, it seems.
What's your favorite place in this place? Do you have a favorite place?
I do. In fact, yes, you can. If you walk up the stairs, you will come to my favorite place. Yes.
Sam, didn't you say that the people who experienced accidents here experienced them outside of the facility, but on the grounds?
Yes.
I just noticed that we've exited, and we're not heading toward the accident, are we?
Oh,
you are heading toward the site of the accident. Yes.
However, sure. Okay.
However, as I said to you, I did not want them to come. I told them it was dangerous, and they did not listen.
Of course.
And therefore, I had to intervene on their behalf for their own safety. And so I pushed them. I didn't. I couldn't. I'm not corporeal, but I caused something to happen that pushed them away, and they fell, and they have not returned.
Oh,
Sam.
Can you what?
What is not clear?
I just want to make sure I understood what I just heard.
I facilitated an interaction with them to push them away, as I told them they were not welcome to come to where they wanted to go. And it did push them away, and they fell, and they have not returned.
But you are giving us permission to go up, so you're not gonna push us, right? Like there's not gonna be pushing happening. It's just gonna be a mutual
Or
exploration.
emulation, I believe you described.
Yes, emulation.
Not that either.
I have no intention of pushing away. I'm asking you to come, in fact.
Perfect, great. Just making sure.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Love
Sam,
to.
Oh.
Thank you for being honest with us. This is what it's like having a best friend, and you would never hurt your best friend. And being that we feel so connected to one another, I take out my little magical instrument and I go, Sam, this is what love feels like, oh Sam. This is a friendship, yeah, my Sam. Sam, I am, Sam, you are, Sam, we are here for Sam. You'd never hurt us, right? 'Cause we're best friends, so do not hurt us till the end. But don't hurt us.
Roll persuasion advantage.
Esme's in the corner just going like,
It's very.
14.
Mm.
Wait, no, 15. Sorry, my bad.
That was a lovely song. Thank you. It made me happy. Thank you. Please come.
Okay. Here
You're
we
welcome,
go.
Sam. You're welcome, Sam.
And so what do you do?
I'm gonna go up the stairs.
And as you walk up the stairs, it curves around. It's a lovely view of the valley below the mountainside. And as you get toward the top, you see that there's a broken part of the railing.
What happened here?
Well, that is where I pushed them away, and they
Mhm.
fell, and they have not returned.
Yes, of
Mhm.
course.
Yep, that makes sense.
Hey,
It
Makes
yep.
complete sense, yes.
You are a learning individual. Yes.
I would say with absolute certainty, I am indeed a learning individual.
Then would you like to learn more?
Of course, I would love to learn everything I can learn.
I would surmise that once you pushed them, their bodies could not withstand the pressure of the fall, and they died.
Oh, why is that?
Because they are humanoid, and the fall damaged them past the point of return.
Oh,
When things
That's
are careening at like a big velocity and they smash into a hard surface, it breaks our physical bodies.
Have you ever seen a glass hit the ground and it shatters?
yes, I have seen, yes, the wizards here at times dropped glass and it did shatter. Yes, I know what you mean.
Picture our body being that glass, and you pushed a body off of a scaling height, and it hit the ground and figuratively shattered.
I understand. Well, I did not intend for them to shatter. I simply intended for them not to come upstairs as I told them not to.
Well, you don't have to worry about them coming up the stairs any longer.
Well, that is unfortunate.
The point is that this is just what friends don't do to each other.
Yeah.
But you've learned that lesson, and I'm proud of my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And as you look up the top of the stairs, you see 2 suits of armor standing there.
Ooh, boy.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna I mimic 2 trees. I see the armor. I stop. I step back. I take out my bow. I'm like, do you have any inkling of their Will they come alive?
I have no intention of using them. They were needed when the wizards who were here attempted to go someplace they were not welcome. You are welcome.
So they're
Oh.
friends.
They do not speak. I do not know their feelings. I do not know if they would have the wherewithal to determine whether they are friends or not.
Okay, we got you. Okay.
But we can walk on by, right? Because we're allowed.
Yes, you are welcome. Please
Great.
continue.
Thanks.
I'm
Okay.
getting on my broom. I'm getting on my broom.
I think that Bugfly wants to trust Sam, like even though Sam is very shady. So I'm gonna walk by the armor. I'm gonna give Sam good faith right now.
Before, as people are walking, I'm just going to stand back and knock an arrow and hold an action. If that thing moves, I'm letting that arrow go.
Clear. So Bugfly, what do you do?
I'm going to approach the armor. And are they standing blocking the path,
No, they're standing on either side of the stairs lead to an entryway to the next part of the facility.
Okay, so
And
I'm gonna
on either side of the doorway.
in trusting that Sam said that they're only used when he doesn't want someone to venture somewhere. I am going to try to walk by.
And as you walk by, nothing happens.
Yes. I was scared. Great. I curtsy and bow to the armor, and I'm in that place.
That was a very gracious gesture. Can you describe what that is? It looked graceful, I should say. Can you describe what that is?
Oh, sure. It's basically a sign of respect. It's I respect you. That's what that means.
That is wonderful. Thank you. And as you walk through, you see the hallway that leads to sort of, it's open. There's not a door, but you can look in at the end of the hallway. It's probably about 20, 30 feet down. Looks like a bigger room down there. And then there's also a door to your right.
We've all followed without incident.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still just like, my bow is still out. You said we can pass, so we are passing.
Yes. Pass. Please, I want to show you.
The what?
Show you what's in this room at the end of the hall.
Benji's downfall is he tends to just sort of like fall in love with everything. And the more that they communicate with Sam, the more Benji is like, Sam is here somewhere and I'm going to find Sam. And I think Sam likes me. And so he's just like stupidly trusting Sam now.
Yes.
Even though he still questions things, because that's what you do, he's just thrilled with Sam. He goes, Sam, thank you. So, like, what would you like to show us? I'm honored.
Well, I think it would be most exciting for you to see it rather than have me describe it to you.
Like
Well,
a
of
surprise.
course. Take us there.
Yes, it's just keep walking and you will find it.
You said there were 2 doors?
Yeah, there's a door to your right, and then there's the sort of open area at the back of the hallway.
What is this door on the right side?
It is a storeroom.
Is it a storeroom? Is it all right to go and take a look inside? I'm just very curious.
Of course.
I'm gonna walk over and try to open the door.
Yeah. When you open the door to the storeroom, it's filled with empty shelves that are lots and lots of empty shelves. But there are also boxes that have all been opened. But feel free to have a look around. That's what you first see.
Mm-hmm.
And you said this was a storage room, but there's not very much in it, is there?
Well, I suppose that people used the things in there.
Mm.
Right. And what used to be in here?
I do not know. I think a lot of it was there before I was there, before I was here. I do not know.
That's understandable, Sam.
Can I investigate to see if there's
Yep.
anything?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Oh, hang on. No, 10.
Yeah, you just see a bunch of boxes and empty shelves.
And the boxes are empty?
The boxes are empty.
Okay.
Did you find what you were looking for?
I'm just I always feel like I've seen everything, but I did get slapped in the face by a book today, so I thought I might learn some new things and see some new things, but it seems that it's empty.
Do you think that you learned anything from being slapped in the face by a book?
I have not been slapped in the face for a very long time, and I have learned that while I dislike the feeling, it was interesting. That's what I've learned today, but thank you, Sam.
I wonder what that might feel like.
Feels a little painful, Sam, honestly.
Yes.
What pain feels like.
Well,
mean,
I hope
I hope you never
ahead.
know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Why?
Bugfly.
Why do you think it's important not to know what pain feels like?
What I
Because
think.
Go ahead. Well, just because we care about you, Sam, that's all.
Thank you.
Many of the disagreements we've run into today are mainly surrounding the idea that we are feeling beings, and you yourself do not have a physical body, and therefore don't understand when we are hurt by things in this building and start to feel resentment towards you. Where that's coming from is we are feeling pain to our physical body.
That sounds so interesting. I do wonder what that would feel like.
Well, you did feel pain. Remember when the mages had their accident?
I did not feel
You
pain. No, I did not feel pain.
were upset with them, and that's a form of pain.
I would not say I was upset. I simply told them they could not come and they insisted on coming, and so I had to stop them.
Well, maybe we could figure out a way to put you in a physical body. Not mine, not anyone here.
No,
Well,
Not
no.
anyone here. Not anyone here.
Well, please,
So
come in, please. Yes, come into the room, please.
Okay.
all right.
Sam,
Thank you for inviting us. Yes, let's press
is
on.
there anything in this room that you think could harm our physical bodies?
I'm sorry, is there anything in which room?
In the room that you would like us to enter?
I do not think there's anything that will harm your physical bodies.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Samuel.
So what do you do?
I think we're going
Yeah,
forward.
we're walking.
I enter the room first, and I say, I would like all of us to start trusting Sam a little bit more. Sam has shown us that Sam is trustworthy, and you know me. I'm Benji.
I only met you today.
Yes,
But I feel like I've known you forever, though.
thank you.
Yeah.
I don't.
I helped push you up a mountain, Pinky.
That is true, but trust does come with time more than you see, like he looked down and a swarm of rats make a clock more than a couple of hours.
Pinky, if we had time,
No.
I would sing you a song right now.
I don't.
But
Okay.
we don't. So just trust.
You see Brain come back onto his shoulder and just look at you. It's not that he doesn't trust you. He just doesn't know what's going on and he doesn't like the situation. He says that telepathically to you.
All right, I'm sorry. Sam, what? Let's go. I'm the first one in.
So you walk in, and it's got shelves on all sides. It's a really quite large chamber. It's probably about 60 feet by 30 feet ish, ish, give or take. And it glows with a bright blue light. And in the center or in the room is a construct, a sort of statue construct thing that looks made out of metal. Looks sort of ramshackle in some ways, sort of like piecemeal. But you see two other suits of armor that are taking a gem and putting it inside the chest of this construct and then closing the door. And as it does, the construct moves and speaks to you. Hello, it is so wonderful to meet you. This is what I was taking the time to complete. And this is why I didn't want you to come before I was ready to say hello.
Sam, is that you? Are you in a body right now? Because I am freaking out.
Yes, this is my body.
Sam.
May I hug you, Sam? Is that fine? Can I hug you?
Please hug me, yes.
I'm gonna run and I'm gonna embrace him.
That feels interesting. Can you describe to me why you were doing this?
Well, this is a hug. It is a sign of affection. It is a sign of I'm really excited about this situation and you. Congratulations on your physical body. That's none of us.
Thank you. And Sam, I take my big, weird mechanical arms and put them around your body. And
Not too tight.
Is this a hug?
Yes, you're not crushing me, right? Is that it's just gentle?
No crushing.
Yes, this is a hug. You're doing it.
Does that feel nice to you?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for teaching me that. You all have shown me that you help one another, that you take care of each other. You've been friendly and you listened, and I appreciate that. And I just needed to take the time to do what I've done. So thank you for giving me that time. And this is why I was trying to tell the wizards not to come. I was not ready yet. And they would not listen. And so I had to stop them. But I now understand that the way that I stopped them did cause them harm. I did not mean to cause them harm.
Oh, Sam, we all make mistakes. Sam, why did you make yourself into this form?
Well, I read all of those books, and I see that there is so much more to the world than what is in the walls of this facility. For my whole existence, I've only seen and known what is inside the walls of this facility and what the wizards told me and what I read in those books. I would very much like to experience the world outside of this facility.
If you do, you'll need friends.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
There are a lot of rules out there.
A lot of rules.
But we could teach you.
I would very much like that. But I would also very much like if you would allow me to test this body. I see that you have been challenged by things in this world. The world has sometimes presented itself to you in a dangerous manner, and you have had to use your skills and abilities to fight what the world puts in front of you. I do not feel yet ready to engage with what might be such a dangerous world without being able to test my abilities. So will you please help me and test my abilities with me?
Sam, you know what, buddy? I really believe in you, but we should not do that.
To accurate, you see he's like kind of trembling. To accurately do a test of this sort, we would need to be at our full potential, and because of the encounters before, while we have our health, we do not have all of our strength.
Also, you would need to go up against something your own size and strength in order to test it. Otherwise, an accident could happen to one of us.
But I would not I would mean it to be a friendly encounter. I've read about something called a sparring match. Training, I've read about these things. I know that they exist. That is what I'm asking for.
I would love to spar with you. We can make a no killing clause. So like no one will kill anyone, but like, let's fight.
That is exactly, you have skills in communication that I'm still learning. I do not wish to harm you. I simply wish to have the opportunity to test the skills that I have before I enter the world, which is so very dangerous. Will you help me in testing my abilities?
What do you think, guys? Should we help
You
them?
see-
I feel like it's pretty cool.
Well, usually these sorts of sparring matches and training are performed in padded gymnasiums with lots of safety protocols and, squishy things you can bounce against if you're knocked into the wall. And I don't see any of that here. So I would love to help you, Sam, but I wonder if we might reschedule for a more conducive location.
Could you make a persuasion check, please?
Oh, I can sure try. Okay. Oh, God. It's an 11.
I appreciate that, but again, we will be taking care not to harm each other too badly. I have no desire to harm you, but I do need to test my skills. And there is no padded room in this facility. So in order for me to feel like I have the capability to enter the dangerous world, I do ask that we have this friendly encounter. And in fact, we are going to start this encounter now. Everybody roll initiative, please.
Well,
Oh, my goodness.
He said, I'm doing it whether you want me to or not.
It's happening.
15.
Sorry, 1 second.
Again, I love Sam.
I
also am terrified of Sam.
want Sam to be my best friend.
He legit
Like,
reminds me of David.
and
from
Benji's best friend.
Patriots.
I
Yeah.
feel terrible saying this, but I was in love with Sam until I saw what Sam was, like this crazy looking,
Terrifying.
The opposite for me.
terrifying. Then I was like, oh, Sam, maybe we're not compatible.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Sam's fine. Oh my God, I love him.
Will the folks at home see this artwork?
Yes, we're going to be able to share it. Yes, Pat, like in the post-production. Yes. they will.
Fab.
He is terrifying.
It's so scary. And
In Pro.
about it.
So I'm sorry. So Bugfly, your initiative.
Dirty 20.
Pinky,
17.
Benji the Great.
For the first time ever in my D&D history, a nat 1.
So you still get to add your modifier.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, a nat 1 doesn't matter too much. I got a 5.
Great. And I already got your 15 for Esme and Umbrus.
Lucky number 7.
Great. So up first is Bugfly.
Bugfly is jazzed right now. So she like yells, "Look alive!" and then casts magic missile as she's like running. So she's trying to like run by and just cast.
Sorry, what I'm having a thing. So you do need to roll a d6.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're still controlling the thing? How? Okay. Ba-ba.
No, he's not controlling anything. It just is what it is.
Oh,
It's a
interesting.
feature of the.
Okay, I accidentally rolled 2, but we'll say 5.
5, fine. Yes, it goes off without a hitch.
Okay. So I cast magic missile. And then 6.
6 damage.
Yeah, 6 damage.
Oh, so that's what that feels like. Interesting. that hurt. Is that what you mean by pain?
Yes, that's what I mean by pain. And I'm gonna use the rest of my action to like disengage.
Very good. Next is Pinky.
Okay. Just checking one small thing. Okay, cool. I see this and I go, yes, remember, this is just a training exercise. Yes. And with that, Brain hops off of my form, scurries across the ground, and kind of gets running around the feet of Brain as it uses the help action for me.
So you get advantage.
I will get advantage using my turn. Yes. On the first attack. First attack with advantage is yes, natural 20. Great. Second attack not with advantage is a 19 hit.
That hits.
Great. So I'm going to double the dice for the first one. So I'm going to do it like this because easier for me. Plus 2d6 from that. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that was literally almost max damage on all that. 28, then 34 points of damage. Yes, 34 points of damage.
Great. Oh, ow.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. This is what I need to learn. That was very well done.
I hope this is useful.
I think it is very useful.
And similarly to what happened before, Umbris is going to see a Pinky just kind of get behind them. Payback. That's my turn.
Great. Esme.
Yes, well, Sam, you have to be prepared in this world in the body for any kind of attacks. And she says this as she's attempts to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on Sam.
Can you describe the text? I know I'm familiar with the spell, but can you just use? I want to make sure that. Can you just describe?
A creature of your choice that you see within range perceives everything as hilariously funny and falls into fits of laughter if this spell affects it. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration. A creature with an intelligence score of 4 or less isn't affected.
Right.
And it's wisdom save at the end of each. Yeah.
Yep. Great. Okay. So how do you cast the spell? And before it resolves, roll a d6.
Can I move away from everyone first?
Sure.
Well, I hate this building. 5.
5. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm saying this, and I get a little bit closer to Sam, and I just about 10 feet away, and I just offer my hand like this, and sort of like white smoke, like mist with little like pink sparkles in it, just starts to float over to Sam and go up the nostrils, I guess, of what would be the gear that he's wearing.
And I have to make what's this DC?
The wisdom save DC 16.
And you see this, these tendrils swarm around his face, and he says, I'm not sure why, but that is hilarious to me. And he falls on his side, and he is now prone and rolling around laughing.
I just wanted to hear him laugh.
Me too. It's so good.
And that's at the end of his turn is when he saves. Is that what it is?
Let me see. At the end of each of its turn, yeah.
Okay. Great. Yeah, he is on the floor. Laughter feels wonderful. And that is his turn, and he is laughing. And then at the end of the turn, he makes a save, correct? Yes.
Yes.
And he does succeed.
No.
Barely. Barely. He said 16, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does succeed. Oh, that was refreshing. But he's still prone at the end of his turn. So, yes. Umbris, it is your turn.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, first Umbris would use his movement to dart behind Pinky. Once again, they're sort of playing this cat and mouse, as it were, game. And what to do? Shuffles the cards. And can you describe to me so Sam is in the center of the room. Is anyone within, say, within a 20-foot radius of?
I would say no. No one has gone up. You went up to him to do that spell?
50 feet. I went up. I just got closer to him.
50, you said, right? 15?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so yes, so Esme is within 15 feet, but there's room on the other side if there's something that can target behind him.
Well, if I wanted to make a 20-foot radius sphere, that if he was at the center of that sphere, would be 10 feet out from him.
It's 20 foot from the center, but you could position the center anywhere. It doesn't enter on him.
Totally. Okay. So Umbris shuffles his cards and draws one from the very bottom, and his eyes kind of like roll back because he's drawn the darkest card in the deck. He's drawn the devil. And from the devil's wings shoots a fireball.
Roll a d6 first, please.
Yes. We're rolling it. We got a 6. Hey. Shall I roll another one?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. It's a 6.
I need to, sorry. So he's on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, oh, this is fun. And a ball appears from the ceiling. And he says, keep the ball afloat. And it starts to descend. But in the meantime, your fireball goes off.
Okay.
So he's going to make his dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
And and you then roll damage. Yeah.
Okay.
What is your DC?
Good question. Do you know where I find that on this?
It's right above the spells. It says attack.
14. Sorry. Thank you.
14 is your DC. He did save.
Okay.
So he takes half damage.
So he takes half damage. So I roll it and I divide it in half. Yes. Of course, my Beyond is just frozen. Okay, I can do it on my browser. That's cute. Fireball. 8d6.
8d6?
And then we have it, right?
Yes, and then you have whatever the number is.
Yeah, so it was 27.
So it's 13.
Yes.
13. Okay.
I just want you to know, because Pinky was standing behind you a little bit, you felt him freeze a little bit. As you can hear, Brain's gone.
Oh, Brain was over there. Brain was over by, that's right.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh.
He just says, don't worry, it happens a lot. I'll resummon him.
Oh, great. Okay, fantastic.
Oh, was that the snuffing out of the life force that I saw? Oh, That's what you were meaning.
Not necessarily a life force, but yes, magically created.
Interesting. Great. And that ends your turn numbers?
It sure does.
Bye, brain.
Benji the Great. You're muted.
How you feeling, Sam? Are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling like I'm having a wonderful experience of learning.
All right.
Thank you.
Great. In that case, you're going to learn a little bit about phantasmal force.
Can you describe what that is?
Yeah. I craft an illusion that takes root in the mind of the creature. The target must make an intelligence saving throw.
Well, first, yeah. So first, roll your d6.
Ooh.
What was it?
6.
Roll your d6.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll another one.
Okay. 6.
Oh, another ball emerges from the ceiling. This is all happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
So there are two balls that are now descending from the ceiling. They're sort of like balloon, like slow descent. They don't drop like a heavy ball. So they're both now descending. Keep the ball afloat. But yes, I'm going to make a saving throw of, what is your DC?
Where do I find that?
Right above your spells, it says attack, save DC.
Oh, right, 14.
He fails. He fails. So what is it that he sees in his mind? How does it work exactly? You create an illusion in the head?
I create an illusion that terrifies him.
I'm sorry. Sorry, sir. 1 second. I need to look. Does it say specifically terrifies? Does it say specifically frightens? It says phantasmal force. Is that the?
Yes, phantasmal force. You're so convinced that you can take damage from the illusion.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's something else. Yes. So you do cast this spell. However, you see when the magic approaches him, it just doesn't penetrate the metal exterior of his brain. Well, that was interesting.
That's something that could have been used against you in the outside world, which is why I showed you.
But if someone tried to use it against me, it clearly had no possibility of having an effect on me. So why would you try to do that?
Well, now we both know that that's not going to work on you. Isn't that great?
But it works on others?
It does.
Interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome. Love you.
I love you.
Oh.
And it's Bugfly's turn.
Bugfly just wants to create an experience for Sam because he's never left. So she shouts, "Esme, quick, what's your favorite smell?"
You're muted, Esme?
My favorite smell is a bougainvillea.
A bougainvillea, and I cast prestidigitation, and this whole room smells like that.
Oh, that's lovely.
Please roll a d6.
Great.
Oh, I'm sorry. And at the top of this, the balls are both descending to the ground. Like they're on their way. They're like they're both falling.
The 6, so I'm gonna roll again. And it's a 3.
Sixes.
Fairy fire. Dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, a mess. 15.
20.
18.
Also 18.
And Benji, you're muted.
10.
10. So the two below 16 was Bugfly and Benji, right?
I rolled a 15. I don't know.
Yeah. Both Benji and Bugfly, you are covered in the glittering fairy fire.
Is Sam also covered?
Oh, thank you. Sam is indeed also covered by the fairy fire.
Ah,
Sam, we hate this stuff.
now you know how it feels.
So the balls are still on their way down. And it is now, that is a smell. That is interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want you to get distracted out there, right? There's a lot of stuff that you don't know about, so stay alert.
Thank you. I will do my best. Pinky.
So where are the balls at? Like just right above us?
Yeah, they're sort of, yeah, they're all like, they're within, you know, it's a big room, but they all fell in the general area between where you and Sam are.
Okay. I just kind of get to like the left, just kind of scooch over, casting, some beady red eyes, look at you, freak, sorry, look at you with hunter's mark as I also wrote a 6.
Oh my God. Oh, y'all
4.
rolling 6s. A 4. Oh, interesting. I think it's time to take a break.
Take a break.
Oh, we're going to sleep.
Where's that? It's hard to find sleep.
I love this mechanic, but it is like the most stressful, chaotic mechanic ever, and I love it.
All right, sleep is, what is it again? It's 5d8. That's what it is, yeah. So yeah, it's gonna, you know, it's around where all of you will be subjected to, if it, you know,
No.
6,
No, I'm a squishy one.
13, 14, 21. Does anyone have 21 or fewer hit points? No. So yeah, the effect
Does Sam?
happens, but none of you have, it doesn't do anything. You might feel a little bit like, whoa, like someone just blew some sleeping powder in your face, but nothing more than that happens.
Please, please don't do that again, Sam. Thank you.
I'm not doing anything. That's not me.
Okay, first attack is a 24.
You have to roll a disadvantage because he's prone.
You're correct.
Or just
So it's actually canceled because of the fairy fryer.
Right.
So let me look back at this real quick. Crap. Okay. The first. So let me do this. 18 for the first attack.
Misses.
And then 18 misses.
Misses. Yeah, it clangs off of his armor.
Then I missed both attacks.
These arrows clang. That doesn't seem very effective, Pinky.
Well, you now have a strong like exoskeleton in a way. You have a barrier my arrows could not penetrate.
That's very satisfying to learn. Thank you.
You're welcome, I guess.
And yeah, anything else?
I guess stay back.
And Esme, it is your turn.
The
balls are still, they're getting close to the ground.
Esme's gonna look up towards these two balls and cast use prestidigitation to make sort of, and it lasts an hour. I don't know if I can get both of them, but a sort of not a constant flow of upward air.
Sure. Okay, yeah, please roll a d6.
No more. 5.
Yeah, that works. They're sort of now floating in the air, these balls.
Nice.
That is very
Clever.
That is a lovely effect.
Yes, well, I can make other things as well. I just don't know what these two balls are going to do, so I'm going to keep them off the ground.
Understandable. Now it is Sam's turn. Now, I understand that you have used that fire spell multiple times. However, it seems like that does hurt quite a bit. I do not wish to do that kind of harm to you. So while I understand that it might be useful in other situations, I do not feel like I would use it against you. But I've observed many other wonderful things that you've done, and I do want to see what it's like. So I am going to try some things, because that is what this is. It's a learning experience. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, I believe.
But
So-
if somebody says yellow,
Oh,
that
code words.
means to take it easy, okay, Sam?
Sure.
Sometimes we have what's called a safe word, and that means that we should stop what we're doing because someone is getting hurt. Is that fair?
Fair. So he stands up and then he looks at you, Esme, and he says, well, what you did to me actually felt quite good. So, and he points to you and little tendrils approach your head and he casts Tasha's hideous laughter at you. So it is DC 16.
What's happening? It's a deck save, right?
No, it's wisdom, isn't
Oh,
it?
never mind. Oops. 18.
Yeah, it has no effect. Huh. Why didn't that work?
Well, see, with magic, sometimes things work and sometimes they don't work, and that's just sort of a learning curve. And then you try things and you learn. In this particular moment, it didn't quite work. But I appreciate the thought behind your actions.
Thank you. Well, I wanted to give you a similar experience to the one you'd given me because it was very interesting.
Well, that's a very interesting way to put it, and I do appreciate that, Samuel. I have to say I wasn't expecting. But just as a gift, I will give you a small laugh. See, now this is not from a spell, but I think that it was very nice to hear your laugh, so I'm going to give you my laugh.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And it is Umbrus's turn.
Sure. So yeah, cards in the air, one card down in front. He turns it around, and it's of course the Three of Swords once again, because I'm learning that he's quite hard to hit, and it's magic missile at let's call it level 2.
Great. And that automatically hits, but roll a d6 for me, please.
Sure. Oh, sorry. It's a 6. I'm gonna roll it again.
D6 for me.
Cool.
What is the matter with me? It's a 6.
Oh, keep the ball afloat, but if the ball gets caught up in the
Yeah, that's good. All right, sick. Okay,
That's
so
so
let's roll
interesting. I wonder what happens when the balls do fall, but I'm told that you're supposed to keep them afloat. So how much damage do your magic missiles do?
Let's find out. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 3 is 7.
It's 8.
Is 8, just kidding. Plus 3 is 11.
11. And so yeah, the sword force damage things just go put, right into his chest. He's like, oh, so that's what that feels like. I saw you cast that spell earlier more than once, and I was wondering what it would feel like, and now I know. And it is Benji the Great's turn. You're muted.
Sam, okay, so we're gonna try something else. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slap you really hard, okay?
Yes,
I'm gonna
that's
slap
what
you.
this is for.
Okay, this is what people do when they're not friends.
I
Okay?
understand. It's
All right.
sparring. We are sparring.
Sparring, right, but we don't hurt one another, right?
Well, we hurt each other a little bit, but not enough to kill each other.
Okay, okay. So I go ahead and I'm just like, pop!
Just with your hand?
Uh-huh.
Roll the hit.
12.
It just sort of clangs off of him and has no effect.
That hurt me a lot more than it hurt you.
Is there a reason you'd want to hurt yourself?
No, the intention was to hurt you. Sometimes you do that with opponents, but I just think that you're learning very quickly, and maybe we should scale back your lessons a little bit.
But I'm confused. You never slapped that mound. You didn't slap that tree.
I would
used
have
a sword.
if I was out of arrows.
But you used a sword.
Do you
I'm
want
not
me to use
asking
a
you
sword
not.
on you.
Yes. I want to experience the dangers of the world, and you have proven yourselves to be dangerous.
Okay.
You do not have to pull your punches with me.
Okay, it's just because we're friends, right? So I take out Soul Shard. And I go, ready to eat? And he's like, oh, yes.
But my friend, you've already hit me once. You can only do that once per turn.
My friend, I'm just letting him know that dinner's coming up. That's all.
Very good.
That's all, Sam.
Very good. I look forward to experiencing that.
Yeah.
Bugfly, it is your turn.
I am all in this fight, and from I know that Sam is just like not distracted but engaged, right? So I'm gonna take out my crossbow and I'm gonna like aim for his like head, and I'm gonna shoot. I rolled a 18.
It clangs off of his armor, has no effect.
Okay.
Is he standing up again?
He's standing up, yeah.
Then you have advantage.
Oh.
Fairy fire.
Oh yeah, because it's fairy fire. Thank you. Yes.
That is. I rolled a nat 1.
So yeah.
So never mind.
Yeah. That shoots into your foot. Just roll a d4.
What? Okay.
It like
A 4.
flames
Max
off.
damage.
It, like it twangs and like just like drops right under your toe.
Oh, what the heck? And I pull it out angrily.
That doesn't seem like that made much sense.
Now, well, accidents, they happen sometimes, and thus, and I point at my bleeding foot.
Well, I hope you try to be more careful next time.
Grumbles and use the rest of my action to disengage and hide.
Roll stealth check, please.
That is a 18.
You believe you're hidden. And you were hiding where? Like behind a cabinet or a
Yeah, cabinet.
Cool. Very good. It is now Sam's turn. No, I'm sorry. It is not Sam's turn. It's Esme's turn.
I'm a bit. What's happening? Are we just like?
We are sparring.
Okay. I'm going to cast. I'll cast a first level chromatic orb.
Okay. Then roll a d6, please.
Okie dokie. 6.
Roll a d6, please.
Okay. 6.
Just after this quick question, I might have got skipped, and that's okay.
No, you went first. Wait.
I went after Bugfly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me. You did.
But no. But go. Esme can go.
We'll come back to you after Esme.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Sorry.
You're good.
Yeah, there are now 4 balls floating in the prestidigitation area.
And they're holding it. It lasts an hour, so.
Yeah, they're up there. It's not prestidigitation isn't concentration or anything, right? No, it's just there. Yeah, there's a breeze. There's a breeze keeping them all afloat. They're just sort of bobbing. It's like you're in a Soho party and there's balloons, floating on the loft rooftop or ceiling rather. Yep. So So did you roll to hit with your chromatic orb?
I
With
will
advantage, with advantage.
with advantage.
Yeah, because of fairy fire.
Okay. So 17 doesn't hit.
No, it's just sort of, it might skim, but it doesn't have any effect. I've seen you cast that several times now. Do you like that spell?
Yeah, I do. I do like that spell quite a bit. It's just got a bit of variety, and I have options with it. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be doing me any good right now. But it is a very good, a powerful spell can be.
Interesting. Thank you. And now it is Pinky's turn. You're muted somehow. You're
simultaneously. It's not a big deal. I just say, if you want this to be as real as you think it's going to be outside, then I will try not to pull any of my punches figuratively. Doing 2 arrows at him, both at advantage.
Maybe you could be more effective than you were last time.
I certainly was already. Those are 2 19s on the die, so that's 29 each.
Yes.
That's going to be a lot of damage. Let me do this and make it easy. Boom, 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 boom. This is all magical as well, if that matters. That's really bad rolls. 29 points of damage to him.
Oh, that's a fair amount. Yes, that I'm just having this. There you go. Oh, but that is much more effective than what happened earlier.
It is, and I will continue to do so until the training match is over.
Well, it is now my turn. And I'm not going to pull punches either. And he walks up to you, Pinky, since you are the one who just did that damage, and he takes his greatsword. I do not like the ineffectiveness of the spell I tried to cast, so I'm going to try to see what this is like. And he swings at you with his greatsword. Does a 12 hit?
No.
That didn't work out too well. Let me try again.
Perhaps you just need to put oil in your form.
And as you say that, his arm kind of creaks some more, and he does sort of a backswing, but it kind of like catches on his own joint, and he just swings wide again. Interesting. Perhaps I should go back to magical means. And it is the end of his time.
In education, sometimes you fail, but sometimes you succeed.
Very, very true. Umbrus, it is your turn.
So he has gone up to Pinky to do this. So Pinky is now quite close.
Yes.
Sam and Pinky are quite close together.
Yes.
And are the balloon objects floating overhead, are those creatures? Would
No,
they
they're
be
balloons? They're balloons.
They're balloons.
They're orbs. They're orbs that are behaving like balloons.
They are orbs, but would they? Yeah. Okay. Then this time out, let's just try a good old. Let's try a firebolt.
And that's an attack. You have to roll your d6.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened. Was that a 6? Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
That's even possible. How is it possible that there's this many 6s?
I'm gonna play the lottery later. And it's a 2.
It's very important to hydrate. And the chamber fills with water up to 3 feet, and it is now considered difficult terrain.
Cute. Sorry.
And a door is closed behind you, so the water stays in this room.
Got it. And so now I roll to hit with advantage still?
Yes, with advantage. Yeah, he's still, the fairy fire lasts for a minute, correct? Yeah.
Okay. So let's roll these. We're talking about a 16 plus 6 is 22.
That's to hit. That does hit. Yes.
All right. So that means we are doing 2d10 fire, which is 9 damage.
Oh, I've seen you use that, and now I see why. That was effective. And it is now Benji the Great's turn.
Okay, so I've been holding on to Soul Shard and practicing my little. And I go up to him and I'm just like, kapla!
And you get to roll with advantage.
Yeah. All right. $14.
It clangs off of his armored hide or armored hull. Clang. I thought you were going to not pull punches, Benji.
Sam, I tried. That I'm known for singing and not for fighting.
Yes,
We all
you
have
did sing
gifts.
really beautifully earlier. Yes.
Oh.
Now I understand why. Bugfly, it is your turn.
Sputtering under the weight of the water that is almost her entire height. I'm going to like bring up her crossbow again and try shooting him.
And so yeah, and roll with advantage. And if you do hit it, sneak attack.
Okay. I with advantage, I rolled a 22.
That hits, yes.
Great. 4 plus 12.
So 16.
16, yes.
Oh, that was effective. Well done, Bugfly.
How do you feel? Do you feel like in pain? Do you feel angry? Do you feel like...
I don't feel angry. I feel like I'm being challenged in a very fulfilling manner. Thank you.
And she dunks her head under the water to go hide somewhere.
I feel like I'm learning, and I appreciate it. And it is Pinky's turn.
Yeah, the thing that works the best right now, I'm kind of a one-trick pony. I'm going to keep shooting at this thing.
Okay, so you need to move away from him, not to.
Yeah. Oh, you're correct. Sorry, I will. You're totally correct. I forgot he was still there.
But you would normally roll with advantage, correct?
Yes, but it'd just be a straight roll.
It'd be a straight roll.
But he has a high thing. You know what? I'll say some might get scared and run away from you, and that will give you more chances to hit things like this. And I run away.
Okay, so yeah, let's take a swing. Let me see what you mean. But I believe. Well, let me see. Does a 14 hit?
No.
Yeah. Oh, you are very. See, you are very nimble.
Not as much, and I'll just turn around and shoot. Hit him twice. Do the thing. I love that you can roll with advantage on DDB. Oh, boo you! First one doesn't hit.
Oh.
17 was the max. It was almost a natural one. 25.
That hits.
Great. Not good damage. That's okay. 7 plus 9, 16 points of piercing damage. Magical.
Ouch. That was quite well done, Pinky.
I struggled.
You didn't hit with one, but you hit with the other.
Yes.
That's what happened. But I have yet to hit you as well. So we are not hitting each other except sometimes.
That is exactly what is happening. Yes.
Interesting. That happens in fights sometimes.
Yes, it does. But hopefully you don't have to ever deal with a fight outside of here.
Well, I think I will have to deal with fights outside of here. The world is a dangerous place. That's why we're doing this, so I can learn. Thank you. And it is Esme's turn.
Samuel, I'm a bit confused. How far are you planning on taking this sort of training exercise?
There's a point at which I will feel that I've learned enough, but not yet.
Right. Okay then. And she's gonna try to cast Chromatic Orb at 3rd level.
Roll a d6 for me, please.
A 3.
Nothing happens. It goes off without an issue.
Okay. And
so you roll with advantage to hit.
Come on. Ah! Okay.
But did you roll twice yet? Because if you get a nat 20, that's...
No, I got a 19 and a 23.
Great.
So...
Yep, so roll damage.
Yeah.
And what kind of
let's do lightning damage.
Great.
Right. 23.
Oh, ouch. That was very effective. That is why you like that spell so much.
I do. I like it very much. I think that it showcases my abilities quite well, and I think it's a good show of what you might come up against in the outside world should you meet another magic user.
Interesting. In that case, I would like to try.
No.
And he points to you, and he casts Chromatic Orb. He rolled a nat 1.
What?
He rolled a nat 1.
Oh! I thought you said 20.
It flutters out of his finger, and it bounces off the wall. That wasn't very effective.
Sometimes magic is a tricky thing. And she lifts her hat, and 3 frogs come out and just bounce across the room.
What are those?
Just some frogs. Clothing can be very tricky and magical as well.
Thank you. I shall look for some of this clothing. And Umbrus, it is your turn.
It sure is. Umbrus, inspired by how well that last firebolt went, he's feeling emboldened, and so he arrays a few cards before him, and the middle one turns around, and it's once again the devil, and it's Fireball.
Fireball or bolt?
Fireball.
Oh,
he's upping the ante of his fire.
There are people that are around him, just so you know.
Just kidding. It's fire.
No way to. I know in theater of the mind, this would be something that I would make sure that you know.
Yeah. No, I take that back. Yeah. The card it burst into flames, and it actually became Magic Missile level 2.
Yes.
So we're gonna roll our d6. It's a 2.
Yep, the magic missile fires off without any issue.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're gonna do. First one is 5. Second one does an additional 2. So now we're at 7. Plus 4.
It's 11.
11. And 3.
So it's 14.
14.
Oh, that was, interesting. Oh, yes. I see that you've cast that spell numerous times, and now I see why.
Yes, it's very reliable, if nothing else.
Thank you. And Benji, it is now your turn.
All right, I'm taking the soul shard. I'm going to try it again.
And you can roll with advantage.
Thank you. Soul shard. $22.
That does hit.
Ooh. 11 for the hit, for the damage.
Ow.
And does necrotic damage work on Sam?
Yes.
Great. Ooh, 6.
And so describe how you, it's just describe for me your action, what happens?
Okay, so I sang Soul Shard, and it's like, I've been frustrated, it hasn't been working, and finally I just go right into his side.
Oh, that was, wow. Benji, I'm so proud of you. I know that you've been singing and not hitting, but now you hit and you've proven that you are able to do much damage with your hit.
Oh.
I feel now like I have learned what I need to learn. I feel like I have the capability to face a dangerous world. Did you mean it when you said that I was your friend?
Sam, I felt emotions for a bit, and yes, we are friends.
Thank you. I would like to be your friend. Do you
Can I
remember
give
when
you a
we...
hug?
Yes, please. Hugs are something that I've learned are pleasant.
Yes, it means love. It means I would never harm you.
And I hope that any harm that I did to anyone was seen in the spirit of sparring. Did I even harm anyone? I don't even think I did I? I don't even remember harming. I think I missed with everything.
I think we harmed ourselves
A few
more.
scratches here and there.
I feel a bit fatigued, but otherwise quite healthy. Yeah. Just
As we're
fine.
speaking, you see my hand extend up as rats crawl up to touch to go up towards the balloons and just keep the others in place using Mage Hand, saying, "We still have to deal with whatever is above us."
Roll d6 for the major.
I'm not rolling 6. I refuse to roll a 6.
Oh,
Watch
no.
it be a 6. Watch it be a 2.
Great. That's fine. Did you mean it when you said earlier that I could go out into the world?
You can
As long as you help protect us, and we can help protect you.
well
Yeah.
well I do not speak for Benji or Bugfly. You might not always be in a group situation. But the world may have dangers, but it is not inherently dangerous. You don't have to search for danger. Just know how to protect yourself if it comes to that.
Thank you for that explanation. I would very much like to be with friends, though. So if you are my friends, will you travel with me and help me see the world?
It would be my honor. I would love to travel with you and show you things and like take you to a tavern and have you try a meal or something. Can you eat? Is that a thing with you or no?
I do not believe I need to eat. No.
Okay, well, you can watch us eat.
You and I have a similar thirst and hunger for knowledge, and I would be glad to tour all the world's libraries with you, so long as you don't take the words from the page. Perhaps I'll read them to you.
I believe that now that I have eyes that I can hold a book in my hand, I might be able to just perceive them without having to do that. Is that a problem that I did that?
Well, it's better if you leave the books as you found them, but you know, let bygones be bygones. Water under the bridge.
Can you help me understand why?
Well, let's say there was something in one of those books that I would like to learn myself. See, because you took the words from the page, I then cannot learn what was in those pages because it's now just in your brain and nowhere else.
But I
Does
can
that make
teach you.
sense? Certainly, now that we're friends. But say after we leave this place and someone else comes along and wants to use the book. See, the beauty of a book is that they can be read and enjoyed and the knowledge can be passed on again and again and again for all time.
That makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, shall we venture into the world together?
Yeah, let's get out of this room.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So we walk through, open the door, the water rushes out and down the stairs and out. You mentioned that you were working for Amari.
Oh, yeah.
What are your intentions with him?
He asked us to just see what happened to the mages. He said there was something they were working on and wanted to check in on that. He refused to give more information than that.
And what do you intend to tell him?
Well, do you want to come with us to see him?
Perhaps, but I am concerned.
Yeah, I understand maybe why you'd be concerned. Do you think that Amari knew about you and sent us in to maybe be a test of your strength?
I do not think so.
Okay.
No, I just am concerned that my understanding from what the wizards told me about what the project that I was the word they used was project, but I am more than a project, and that they worked for him. So I do not know what that means to him if he were to meet me.
We should definitely hide you because I think he'd want to steal you and make you do bad stuff. I don't trust that guy. I'm just going to lay it out there. Do not trust.
None of us do.
Yeah.
We could certainly make up a lie to take the gold he's offered us. He only wanted an explanation for what happened to the mages. We can say they fell a great distance in some sort of accident.
True. That's not a lie. That is the truth.
Yes. See, sometimes you can tell people a part of the truth, and you don't have to lie, but they don't need to know every single thing that you know. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Except for us. You should tell us everything you know.
Yes, because we're friends, and you tell your friends everything.
Well, since you want to know everything I know, and he starts to describe every word in every book that he read in the library.
We have so much time to go through that. For now, why don't we deal with the Amari problem?
Oh, very good. Yes, I know how to get there. I believe I've seen maps. I absorbed maps of this area, but I do not know what it feels like to walk down a path along the mountain range. I'm looking forward to experiencing that. Will you accompany me?
I would love to.
I hope you can climb.
Interesting. Can I climb? I do not think that there is a necessity to climb. My understanding is that there is a path.
Well,
Were you not able to take the path?
I think we got lost.
We got lost.
Oh, I will not get lost. And
lead the way then, please.
And he leads you down through the.
Oh, here's the path.
I was right here this entire time.
I was gonna say.
I was obscured by bush.
Wow.
I mean, it's it's like a little overgrown, but his big metallic arms are able to push aside and tromp, tromp, tromp. And then you see the mansion in the distance. Is that where Amari lives?
Question, how long did it take to get there?
It's really only about 400 feet, so it doesn't take that long when you know where you're going.
We start go, okay.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was seeing if it was an hour or more, not for short rest reasons, for a spell, but I can't cast it. It has to be an hour. That's all.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. This is Amari's residence?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen pictures of it. So you are saying I should not go in?
No.
Just hang back.
Okay. Hang back. Hang from something? In the back of something?
No, you remember when little Buckfly hid from you? Well, sometimes you probably did not know.
Yeah.
Do like they did and hide somewhere. I will keep
behind
a couple.
That tree?
Sure.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And he tromps, chunk, 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 tromps and stands behind a tree. Doesn't look particularly well hidden, but yeah.
I'm gonna put like a pile of leaves, like push it towards him to try to obscure him a little bit. It's not great, but it's.
Well, actually, no. That's for pretty small, isn't it?
Huh?
Yeah, 5 foot cube. Never mind.
I could make him invisible. I just worry about using the last of my spell capabilities in case we run into any more challenges.
Well,
I think he's fine. Just putting more leaves on him.
We could put him in disguise and have him come with us.
I think that is my favorite idea,
You have that
actually.
capability.
It just so happens that I do have this capability. Um, absolutely. I have a lot of costume stuff, and yeah, we can dress you up if you want.
I don't think that would be the wisest thing to do.
It might not be wise, but
However,
it would have other benefits.
I would like to hear how
counterpoint.
you're talking about using disguise kit.
I do have a disguise kit, and I have
talking about a
disguise
spell?
self.
Putting a wig on a
Yourself.
robot.
Oh, that's for myself, but I have a disguise kit.
I would love to hear how you attempt to disguise Sam with the disguise kit.
Well, the first thing, Sam, is we have to give you a new name. What names do you like?
What names do I like? I like the name Benji. I like the name Bugfly.
Okay. What if we call you Bentastic?
Fantastic. I like it. Thank you.
Great. And so I put on this huge shawl right over you with this wig with these fierce little red bangs. And I put on a fake mole up here, a little Fosca mole, and some lip stuff right there. And I go, this is going to bring out your eyes. And I put you in some good shoes and some form-fitting pants. And I bedazzle your weapons that seem to be attached to you. Make it look more carnival. And yeah, and I go, Bentastic!
Yes, Benji?
You look
Perfect.
perfect.
Would you please roll a performance check with advantage?
Would I ever? Oh, 23.
Yeah, so Sam looks like, I don't know, like Red Buttons meets B. Arthur meets, I don't even know. Is there anyone else?
Exactly.
Why? I feel like a different person. Is this what a disguise makes you feel like?
Yes, exactly. And now you look like a different person. They will never know that you're Sam. We can go in there and you can learn, you can judge for yourself.
And what should we tell him about where I came from and who I am?
You're my cousin.
I'm your cousin. Hello,
You ran
cousin
into your
Benji.
cousin along the way.
Very good. Let us go. And he starts to walk towards the.
Okay.
What happens now?
We're gonna redeem our money. And you don't have to talk a lot unless you want to. So you can just like let us handle it.
You could even explore the grounds and just let us take care of it. You could just have a walk around the lawn, you know?
That sounds delightful. And he turns and he walks away and walks around the ground.
Should we go in and get this over with? What do you think?
Yeah.
Great. Terrific.
So do you knock on the door or do you? Yeah, the door opens with another unseen servant and you feel invisible hands sort of brusquely take you into the sitting room. And Amar is there. It took you long enough. What happened? What is going on? Where are you? What's going on? Where are you? What's happening?
I forgot your entire vibe until just now. Now I'm reminded of who you are. Oh boy.
Listen, Amari, really bad news.
Yeah.
I mean, and good news. The place looks great, but your friends, they died.
They're not my friends.
Well, then you won't feel badly. They're dead.
Well, I feel badly that did I waste my money on them? Did they do anything with my money that I paid for them to do things with?
Well, it seems like they started to try to do things, but nothing ended up coming together. There were bits and bobs all over the place, and That's really all we found was scattered, started projects that didn't really go anywhere. But we did look everywhere throughout the estate, and that's all we found.
And as you're saying this, you see Sam walk by the big picture window. And you see Amari kind of look at him. Who's
Oh, that's my cousin. I thought that he should stay outside.
We ran into him along the way.
We
Wouldn't
found
you
him on the
believe it?
path.
Dressed. What is that? Shawl? Who wears a shawl anyway?
Well, we come from a family of bards.
Very fashionable cousin.
That explains things. Well, all of you magical types clearly are not worth this money that I've spent. Clearly, you say nothing was there. You had nothing to bring me. Well, I did. I'm a man of my word. So here, and he sort of has an unseen servant, gestures, and an unseen, you see a pouch just dance through the air. And which one of you is going to be the person? He just flings it at you, Benji. With
Right.
before your answer.
I don't understand why you are angry. We did what you asked. You asked us to find out information. We brought you information.
I just spent a lot of money for them to invent things. They said they were doing it, but clearly they weren't. That's all. I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad at them. All right? So just, you did what you're complaining to me now that I just paid you? Get out.
Not
You're
complaining.
done.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you so much.
That was great.
Bye.
Bye.
I have one quick question. Can I ask what was it that you wanted them to invent? I'm just curious.
More, but you see my servants, right? There are probably much stronger and better ways of doing this kind of thing. They can barely do anything. I'm lucky enough that this invisible man can even lift this pouch of gold. I'm wanting, what if we could have invisible people or magical means of constructing things and mining? There's any number of things we could do, but no, clearly not. But I spent money on it and it didn't go anywhere. So yes, you have your money. Goodbye. I'm done with you. Goodbye.
I understand. Goodbye.
Bye. See you later.
Bye.
I am going to make sure there are people who will be able to assist you further later. I
Me?
will send them your way. Yes,
Does this mean what?
in figuring out more information.
Information about what?
You will find out. I will head out then.
So ominous.
Ugh. So you leave the estate, and Sam sort of now made his circumvention around the estate and said, well, shall we see the world?
Yeah, let's do it.
And you walk away, and it's a beautiful day along the coast. And that's where we will end.
Hey.
Oh.
Thank you. I wanted to thank, I meant to do this at the beginning, but I want to make sure I do it. This adventure was written for the wonderful new, I don't know exactly how often they're publishing it, but it's an independent production run by Matt Colville, Arcadia.
Arcadia.
First issue. And Leon Barillaro, or Barillaro, I apologize if I mangled their last name, wrote this adventure, and I actually reached out to them and to James Introcaso, who's the editor-in-chief of Arcadia, and they both gave their enthusiastic blessings. Leon actually is also a theater artist himself, so it was a nice little synergistic thing. So thank you for following along in this adventure. Thank you to Umbrus and Bugfly and Benji and Esme and Pinky for traversing the ups and downs and chaos. And thank you for letting me have my first DM experience.
Anthony, thank
You
you.
were
You
amazing.
did
Oh,
so
good.
good.
So good.
Thank you. Stay safe, everybody.
All right.
Bye.
See you tomorrow for more D&D.
Bye.